Hello, everybody, and welcome to the very first episode of Roll20 Presents Waterdeep Dragon Heist. Hi, I'm so excited. It's a brand new day and a brand new D&D adventure.
So hype.
It's so good. There's always just this like very special energy that comes with knowing that you're about to embark on a brand new adventure, and I am super happy that I get to do that with all of you. So hello, hi, folks who have been watching Roll20 Presents Tomb of Annihilation. These are familiar faces to you, but if you're just tuning in for the first time, if Dragon Heist is your first exposure to this group, you are in for a treat, and I will let them introduce themselves. Starting over here with former Kobold.
Oh,
Elf.
I'm starting.
Yes,
okay.
begin. Tell us who are you?
Me or my character?
Let's start with you, and
me?
then we'll talk about our characters.
I'm Distracted Alpha. Stream video games and other stuff.
That's true.
You know, that's my deal. My character, who's much more interesting than I am, is Rin Stillwater, the half-elf bard, with the polymorphed background. So there's some fun in there that I'll talk about later.
Would you say of your characters that Stillwater's Rin deep?
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah.
I've been waiting on that one for like a week. I can't thank you. Thank you so much. I won't do it again. Down below Rin Stillwater, people have already guessed your character's species.
They really have.
Random Tuesday with the long name. Yours is the only name I had to shrink in the overlay.
I told you didn't have to use the whole thing.
Come on, everybody else gets their last name, so you get yours too.
Fair.
Yeah.
I get all of them.
Yeah.
I like that. Clearly Tabaxis have a clear naming strategy. I got it right. So I'm pleased with myself. My name is Random Tuesday. I stream a lot of cosplay, as well as video games occasionally when I run out of cosplay, and I play a lot of tabletop RPGs. And today I will be playing Jewel on the Far Coast, a Tabaxi rogue, and you've probably heard of her very famous parents.
Oh, nice. Excellent. Cool. I'm excited. So we got a half-elf bard, we got a Tabaxi. I'm saving you for last, Dave, because I want to maintain the mystery. Over here on this side, it's Blue Jay, who used to be a cleric. What are you playing? What are you playing today, Blue Jay?
A cleric.
Yeah.
I think we were choosing classes and everyone was like, well, I'll just fill like, and some people were like, I have a good idea. And I was like, I kind of just really want to be clerics forever, if that's okay with everybody.
Yeah, same.
So yeah, I'm Blue Jay, perpetual player of clerics, and I'm gonna be playing Makaria Rada. She is a grave cleric, half elf, and I think I'll save her god for later.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. I dig it. See, cleric of a secret god. I like that. I once played a cleric of Cyric who was pretending to be a cleric of, I want to say Shantaea, maybe.
Once played a cleric of Cyric. How does that not surprise me?
Right, man, he was the worst. This was the guy who when people were like out of hit points and I didn't like them, I'd go over and be like, I cast Cure Light Wounds, and then I'd pass the GM a note that says I cast Inflict Light Wounds. And I'd be like, I couldn't save him. He's dead. Well, I'm excited to see how much of an edgelord your character is.
Gross.
Yeah.
You're really mean, and I don't want to play Dungeons and Dragons with you.
Listen, I could tell you stories about my teenage Dungeons and Dragons groups and how how much internal strife we had. There was a lot of PvP. So, let's talk about this. So, Dave, are you playing a number? What's happening? You're a human, right?
No.
Nope.
Not playing a human this time. No, I'm playing the greatest race in all of D&D. Even though he's not supposed to be here, somehow magic happened. I am allowed to play a Warforged, so I'm going to.
So for people who don't know Dave as well as I do and this group does, when the Eberron supplement came out with the official Warforged stats and stuff, suffice it to say, Dave was very excited. So I wanted to make sure that you'd be able to play a Warforged. So it's nice that you're allowed to take on your true form. So what class is your Warforged, Dave?
Warforged is a fighter.
Nice.
Built for war. No special things. Eighth from the left in the line. That's his name.
Excellent. So you'll be playing the Warforged 8. I like it. I'm excited to meet them. This should be very cool. So we're gonna be playing some Dungeons and Dragons today. And for folks in the audience who have not attended one of these streams before, you're on my team. I know that you're here to see the players do cool stuff, but here, let me show you. This is what you're gonna see throughout the adventure. This is my view. This is me moving the mouse around here. This is my view of the Roll20 module for Waterdeep Dragon Heist. Now, the first few episodes of the show, we're gonna be using the base set of the module, and then the module splits around chapter 4 into one of 4 branching sub-modules. So we'll be choosing a module and following that path as we go. And the whole way through, you're going to see what I see. So you may see spoilers. You may see the answers to riddles. You may know secret knowledge. Don't tell the players. Shh. Keep it secret. Keep it safe. Don't tell them. All right? So you're on Team Adam. You're helping me GM. Cool. So yeah, I think as far as like table stuff goes, I think that's kind of it. Obviously, we want to show off all of the cool stuff that you can do with these modules in Roll20. So if you're curious about the software that we're using, or you want to play this adventure yourself, or one of the other exciting modules that we have available, you can go to roll20.net and check that out. That's the tool we're using for all the dice, the character sheets, all of that stuff. Also, you'll notice that we're up here now. So for the first few episodes, I might forget and I might have things up at the top that you can't see. So if I'm describing something or we're doing something up top here and you can't see it in chat, just be like, Adam, we can't see the thing. I'll remember later down the line. I'll figure it out. But yeah, so brand new adventure here in Waterdeep. I think rather than like go over every little detail of all of the character stuff, we have the race and the class stuff sorted out. I think we can leave alignments and backgrounds and all of that stuff to percolate and to come out in play. But what I do need to figure out is your friends. So obviously the part of the premise of this adventure is that you are a party of adventurers. You are a group of people who have already agreed to work together. You may not necessarily be like best buds, but you're ready to go on an adventure together. And you also have, because you've been in Waterdeep a little while, or maybe you have arrived and made some new friends. You have some people that you know, and they, like you, frequent the Yawning Portal. So, who did everybody choose for their Yawning Portal friendly faces?
I chose Gillester Silvermane.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, handsome boy. Look at him.
I think I have to go with
see them until now because they weren't there yesterday.
I think I have to go with 3 strings. 3 strings is my boy.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Hey
3
Adam,
strings.
hey Adam, we can't see it.
A human bard.
Anna, it's at the top of the
Thank
screen.
you. There they are. See, I told you. Thank you, chat. All right. So there's Gillester. There's 3 strings. Cool. It's all muscle memory now. I just put things up at the top right. Okay.
Yeah.
What else? Who ate? Who's your friend?
I'm looking at the chat. People want you to move that down. That's big.
No, I got it.
I think my friend is the toughest looking person
Mm-hmm.
here. So my friend is Yagra Stonefist.
Yeah. Nice. Yagra Stonefist. Look at her. She's so cool.
Who wanted to arm wrestle me, and I obviously won.
I mean, do you want to find out? Should we see if you won in an arm wrestle against Yagra Stonefist?
Please.
All right.
Yes.
All right, we'll make a real quick opposed athletics check between you and Yagra here, and we'll see who wins. Let me roll for
I'll
Yagra.
laugh my ass off if you whiff this.
Okay, here we go.
Oh,
So
don't be like this.
Yagra's an NPC and doesn't have the athletic skill, but she's reasonably strong. Yagra got a 4. She's having an off day today.
Oh, Yagra. That's not come up for me yet. Come on, go.
Oh, I rolled it. Sorry, I had her defaulted to whisper. She got a 4.
Okay, I can't get less than an 8.
Well, just don't roll a 1 then.
23.
All right. Well, you show her up, no problem. So I guess that's how you're friends. That you and her arm wrestled and you beat the crap out of her, and now you're buds.
She had like one of those tables set out like taking all challengers, like 5 copper to enter. And I just like threw some down, and she's like, "Oh, I don't know."
Sounds good. Perfect. Slam. No problem. All right. Great. Good. So you beat Jagger Stonefist in an arm wrestling competition at the Yawning Portal, and earned her respect. Cool. Okay. Great. And Jewel, who is your friend?
Probably Bonnie, because Jailster is someone else's friendo.
I mean, you can both be friends with
We-
Jalester.
Unless Jalester.
Jalester.
We argue over the
Yeah,
pronunciation.
jail. I don't think he's a jailster. I think it's pronounced. Actually, I have a pronunciation guide. Let me check
It's
if his name is in there.
Jalester.
It's
I mean,
pronounced.
Jalester makes sense, but I see jail and then stir.
It's pronounced floon. Let me see here. Where is my pronunciation guide? Do we have it? Is it Jalester, rhymes with molester, or is it jailster, rhymes with hailstorm? Let's see.
Doesn't rhyme with hailstorm.
Listen, I'm not a bard, okay? That's your
Hailstorm.
job. Here it is. It's Jalester. It's Jalester.
Fucking right.
Words are hard to pronounce when you have a cat mouth.
Yeah, so you want to be friends with him as well?
Yeah. I think Jalester. He seems like someone who knows what's going on in the city, and more importantly, where interesting things to find in the city that one may or may not be able to relieve the owners of.
Okay, cool.
Might
So
be
those are your friends in the Yawning Portal. And as with so many exciting adventures in the past, our tale begins in a tavern. The group of you sit around a sturdy wooden table, lit by a brightly burning candle and littered with plates cleared of food and half-drained tankards. The sounds of gamblers yelling and drunken adventurers singing bawdy songs nearly drown out the off-key strumming of a young bard 3 tables over. When we see this scene, this little vignette of you with everybody kind of blurry in the background, lots of other adventurers, it's a rowdy tavern. You are in the Yawning Portal, which all know as a place that is friendly to adventurers, and in fact is a staging point for forays into the vast underrealm below Waterdeep. You're not here for that purpose today. You're here to get drunk and hang out.
Down into the dungeon immediately.
Yeah, right. You want to just dive into the Underdark?
Let's
Perfect.
go.
Cool.
Yes,
Well, I hope you have a
please.
backup character.
I would love to roll new stats. Thank you, Adam.
Right. I see I get it. So you don't like your character, just dive into the hole. Okay.
I just introduced them and then we just go straight into the dungeon.
Yeah, perfect. So what is everybody doing at the table? Like when we see this little vignette, this scene, when we kind of fade in at the beginning of the adventure, what is everybody doing at the moment?
So I think what I'm doing is Rin has a very well worn notebook like open in front of her on the table, and has like pushed a bunch of stuff away from it so as not to get like spills or like food on it or anything. And it's clearly been written in a lot. There's like a lot of filled pages. And she's got a quill out and is writing some stuff down and like looking around the room, and it's like she's writing down the descriptions of like people that she's seeing almost. Like she'll look up, she'll be like, okay, and then like write that down, and then look over there and okay, and like write it down. As if like searching for inspiration or like things that she could use like later, She has like a big dark cloak on with like some very like fluffy looking collar thing.
Oh, cool.
And there's a black feather like tied into her hair that like hangs down a little bit. She also next to her has like a case that looks like a fiddle case, like you'd fit a viol in there, sort of thing. That has a strap on it that she would usually like carry over her back, but we're sitting down, so there's no reason to do that.
And how is she
very well put together?
How is she responding to this like not very good bard, and then all of these adventurers like drunkenly singing bawdy songs about Elminster and his sexual escapades?
She's not really listening, I think is the thing. Like the music doesn't bother her if it's like poor quality or whatever. It doesn't like upset her very much. I think she also realizes that maybe she's not super amazing. You know what I mean? When it comes to that,
right?
Sort of
so you don't want to speak up because like someone might ask you to sing.
I'm not gonna be like what is this performance when I don't know, like musically. Stories she knows as much as you could
right.
know. But musically, she's a little off.
Okay, but you're still like cognizant of the situation, but you're not like having a conversation with your friends. You're just like writing in your notebook and like being very like aware of what's going on in the room.
Eye movement is very much like moving with her head though, so like it's not like looking up from the paper and looking back down. It's like her whole head is like moving sort of vision wise to like look at people.
Yeah, and the
so
yawning,
it's super obvious that she's like staring at
the
people.
yawning portal is enormous. It's like a big bar built around this hole, this well, and then there's a second floor that's open as well, and you can all sit around, and there's noise, and it's like this isn't just like a little tavern. This is like a big like hall basically. So there's lots of sound, lots of things to distract you, but you're keeping focused on your notes. Okay, cool. So sitting next to you is Makaria. Makaria, what do you look like and what are you doing?
So Makaria is also a half elf. And she's very pale from spending the majority of her time inside. And has like really, really long, straight black hair. Which is like half up in the back with two pins that are styled to look like bones.
Nice.
And she's wearing black painted or black like dyed leather armor, and she has a shield down by her feet at the table with like her pack or whatever. And I think if you don't mind, Lauren, she's trying to learn card tricks from Jewel, who is consistently just like, and look, I got one here, and it's like, how did you okay,
pulls it out from behind your ear, where did this come from?
And she's like very,
let's see how it goes. So Jewel, why don't you make like a performance or a sleight of hand check, whichever you prefer. Okay. And then Makaria, you can make a perception check and see if you can figure out how she's doing it.
18.
Okay. Yeah, Makaria, so make a perception check. This is great because it's the cleric and the rogue, right? So this is both your good stats. No.
Oh no.
Has Makaria been drinking or
Oh fuck yeah, Makaria.
Like literally she has it like in one hand.
No, she has like a bunch of like she's got a whole like empty bottle of wine and then another one.
Nice.
And yeah, she's just like entranced by these tricks. Like
I think these are the like least impressive sleight of hand like with card tricks. Jewel is just sort of like taking them and being like, here's a card, and then throwing it over her shoulder while like doing something with her other hand. Where'd it
go? Right. Now watch as I make this card disappear. Look, it's gone. Cool. Okay. So Makaria, I imagine you're not like laughing gleefully. This is more of like a focused thing. Okay.
She's like she wants to know how it's done, but she's a little too drunk and her like vision a little blurry, so she can't figure it out. Her like most gleeful is like a little grin, you know. She probably doesn't like laugh out loud a lot. Okay. You know, in temples generally just like busting out into laughter is kind of, well, at least the kinds of temples she's been around. So
Jewel, what do you actually before we move on? So Makaria and Rin, are you both the same kind of half elf? It sounds like Makaria is like a half moon elf.
Half high elf here.
Yeah, so you're a gold elf. Because the two common, there's like high elves, which are also gold elves, and then there's moon elves, which are also silver elves, I think. And then
half high elf was the idea.
Yeah, and then there's wild elves and dark elves. Okay, all right. So, and was I right about that, Makaria? Or are you also a high elf? I know you're both half elves, but
she probably doesn't know. Her parents are dead.
You're just like, my ears are pointy.
Yes. Okay. Like not entirely human. That's all I got.
Got it. Okay, cool. Yeah, there's so many elves. There's so many. Just a vast supply of elves. Okay, so Jewel, when you're not busy entertaining Makaria, what do we see you doing like at the table? Because you're
Jewel is a tabaxi, so she's that very cat-like sort of feline features. Clearly looks like a tabby cat in terms of marking, like the straight lines, and then kind of goes into the spots all the way down. Like her tail is just sort of flicking like behind her,
Mhm.
always just sort of aimlessly. It's like a good radar for how she's feeling because she's not very subtle. So it's like right now it's just sort of one like aimlessly wafting. That's a word for tails.
Sure. Like a breeze.
Yeah, like in a breeze. Her ears, I think, are probably slightly misproportioned. Like they're slightly too big for her features. She just looks very ungangly, or gangly, I should say. And she definitely doesn't sit like a person would sit in a chair. It's like all four legs, like everything, like all like curled up.
Right. So you're on a stool that's probably only like this big, but all four of your limbs are on it.
Just like she takes up as little space as she can on this tiny stool, while also like idly doing card tricks with one hand, and then definitely like her very those kind of like cat greeny yellow eyes, just always looking at whatever notes Rin is writing, because she's just very interested in everything until there's like a shiny light somewhere, and then it's like, what's that?
Right. And this
there are definitely moments of like, what?
and this
And then she
place,
goes back to card tricks.
yeah, and this place is like full of distracting things, right? There's music and singing and like the crashing of plates as people get knocked out, and like it's a rowdy bar, so there's lots of stuff to draw your attention.
Oh, she's very not good at paying attention to one thing at a time. So it's just like,
yeah. And then I feel like as a stark contrast, and you can tell me if I'm wrong about this, Dave, we end on 8 as we pan around the table. And you don't have a plate or a drink in front of you, I imagine.
No, I do have it.
Oh yeah, okay.
So the camera does the kind of
right. So it pans because Jewel, how tall are you? Are you like human height or are you small?
yeah, Tabaxis are medium, so she's probably on the, I think they're slightly taller, so she's on the gangly end of like 5'8", 5'9".
More Sam than Dodger. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, we're at eye level for you. We pan over to about like robot nipple height for 8 and then have to pan up.
Yeah, he's 7'3".
Oh my God. So just keep going.
I keep saying he.
Right. It's
robot.
they.
8 is they. And 8 is trying to join in with like the bawdy atmosphere of everything. And he sees Jewel sitting on the stool, like really, like with all limbs. And they try and do the same thing, break the stool, like fall on the ground. And they start doing their best approximation of laughing, like based on everyone else. And it's just like, ha 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 ha. And you see somebody else like starting a bar fight or like drinking or something, decides to combine the two actions, just picks up the mug and just smashes it on their face.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. So we see 8 doing a really good job fitting in and making noise like everyone else in here, laughing loudly. And the table next to you, there's a man, tall, handsome man with sort of medium length brown hair, who is trying desperately to read a book. And he looks over and he sighs at you and he closes his book and he picks it up and he walks out at the sound. And we follow him and stop at there's a noise. All of a sudden, even over the din of the bar, we hear a loud shout from nearby. You hear someone say, "You pig! Like killing my mates, do you?" And then we see a 7-foot tall half-orc, your friend, 8. You see Yagra get hit by a wild swinging punch from a male human whose shaved head is covered with eye-shaped tattoos. 4 other humans stand behind him, ready to jump into the fray. Yagra stands up, cracks her knuckles, roars out loud, and throws herself at the tattooed figure. But before you can see if blood is drawn, a crowd of spectators clusters around the brawl. What do?
I go over there.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
I'm ready to fight as well.
Okay. So y'all see you see 8 like turn to go towards the battle.
I look up from the table and I like try and catch 8's attention before they like walk away too far.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, I think perhaps you should leave this one to her, don't you?
There's an opportunity for sanctioned violence within this bar.
I'm not sure quite how sanctioned it is, but all right.
So you hear
Was going to add sanctioned is a strong word for what it is here.
So
Won't
I
kill
you
think-
hear
well,
you hear a roar, and we see over the crowd that's gathered. We see someone go like their feet fly up in the air, and you hear a crashing sound. There's a breaking of glass. You hear a chair shatter, and then more like wet like meat punching noises.
While
And
they're-
then the crowd cheers.
debating, Jewel has already snuck away. Like she's just like she as like silently as she can leaps off the stool and then just I think she actually just straight up climbs over the crowd, like on the walls.
Well,
and just-
there are like pillars holding up the mezzanine, and you
Yeah.
get your little claws. You can climb up there.
Yeah, she's got a climbing feet of 20 feet. She just wants to climb up and watch.
Okay.
She's not
Yeah.
gonna do
I mean,
anything
yeah.
yet.
Yagra is there's one bigger guy, the dude with the tattoos, the one that started the fight, and then Yagra, and then 4 other guys. So they're all just piling on her, and there's punches being thrown, and she looks like she's doing okay, but this isn't really a fair fight.
This seems grossly unfair. Are we going to do anything about it?
You're really
Yes.
far away
Yeah.
already.
I know.
I mean,
She's
she's like up
muttering.
on a pillar looking down and talking to you. Most of the noise is over at the fight. So anyway, 8, unless somebody stops you, are you just gonna start like pushing your way through the crowd?
Yeah, just to placate my friends, I say, I will try very hard not to kill anyone.
Don't try too hard.
Oh my God, you need a John, you need like a you need a John Connor to like teach you how to be a good Terminator.
Yes.
Only
yes.
shoot them in the knees.
We should get a better view.
If it's not
Yeah.
fair,
It's a pretty great view up here.
I start just pushing.
I can't.
Okay, so I don't have tokens for y'all yet, but let's have you roll initiative just so we can keep track of what order everything happens in, and I'll roll for Yagra as well.
Oh,
Okay, Jewel and Makaria, 8. And Rin. Fantastic. Okay. All right. So I will I'll add these ones in for you too, just so we have token items there. Okay. So Yagra versus a bunch of bandits. So for these guys. All right, so there's our bandits. And Yagra. Okay. All right. So, Jewel, what did you get?
19.
Yeah, sorry. Makaria?
I got 15.
Yeah, you did, even with that -1.
Yeah.
And then 8, you got
6.
6. Okay, good.
Yeah.
And then Rin got 19. Lots of 19s. Good initiative. Okay. All right. So, in this case, it'll go Yagra, then Rin, and then Jewel. Then Makaria, the bandits, an 8. So Yagra throws a punch at the nearest guy, and I think they're just fighting barehanded. So she's just making like strength rolls.
Perfect. This is going to be the only
Right.
time to use one of my.
So
things.
Yagra roars, takes a swing. One of the bandits ducks, and then the others kind of like pile on her. She's going on pure like anger here, but these guys are used to fighting in a group, and they're used to fighting dirty, and they're definitely taking advantage of that. Rin, you are not too far away. I think you're maybe like 30 feet, but then you're also up. You're like up on one of these, cat posts, basically. Yeah. What do you want to do, Ren?
me. All right. I'm going to, I think, look at my friend 8 and go, 8, before you march over there, just remember, not the left side, right side. Last time, left side didn't work for you. Bardic Inspiration.
Ah, nice. Okay. Cool.
I don't know how to like link that because it's here, but
It's okay.
not.
It's a D6, right?
Yeah, it's an additional D6 on something.
Cool.
Let's see.
Sweet inspiration.
Oh yeah, if you want to link what Bardic Inspiration does, you can just click the little speech bubble on your character sheet next to Bardic Inspiration. I just did that, but that's what that does. It'll post it in chat for you.
I don't actually. I see the Bardic Inspiration like 3 of 3, but I don't see.
Further down where it says Bardic Inspiration in red.
Oh yeah, no, I got you. Yeah, all right, cool. All right, so I use 1. There's Bardic Inspiration for you. Within the next 10 minutes, you got a D6 bonus. Enjoy it.
Okay.
I'm not getting up from the.
Yeah, you're just like, okay, if you're gonna fight, to make sure you don't forget how to do it right.
Back to what I'm writing.
Yeah. Okay. Makaria?
Is there like stairs?
Yeah.
Or is there like an overlook? Can I like go upstairs and look down at the fight?
Yeah. If you want to spend your turn doing that, you have to kind of push through because the people have all stopped on the stairs because it's like a vantage point. But you push through.
I think that she probably like we still have our stuff at the table.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, she just like she pushes through and she's like, excuse me, excuse, and then she's just like, fine, like elbowing people, and then like goes to get to the stairs so that she can have a view of the fight that's not actually in the fight.
Okay, sure. Yeah. So you push through and you get up, and now, like Jewel, you can see down over the banister to this group of people that are fighting with Yagra, and there are people cheering and shouting. Some people look concerned, but for the most part, they're just excited that there's a fight. Cool. Okay. And then Jewel, was there anything you wanted to do from above? Sorry, I checked on you, but I didn't. Okay. Yeah, I didn't ask if you wanted to do anything.
I think she's torn between wanting to pickpocket and wanting to help.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to sneak into the crowd and just be like, just take advantage.
People are really distracted right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she's gonna do that. I think she's gonna use it as an excuse to gain cover inside the crowd, to like blend in amongst them. So if she needs to attack, she's doing it from surprising them.
Okay.
Maybe. So yeah, she's gonna like climb down the post that she's on and like wiggle her way through the crowd and just start like reaching into people's purses.
Nice. Okay, cool. All right. I think you can move and do that in the same turn. So you climb down, slip into the crowd, make a roll.
Sleight of hand?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh no, that's not good. Just grab someone's butt.
Yeah, I think that's like, I mean, you go reaching for a purse and you end up like grabbing someone and someone turns and they're kind of like, hey, and they turn, but you've like slipped away before they have a chance. They just assume they're being jostled by the rest of the crowd. So you get away without causing any additional trouble.
Just slip somewhere around the other side.
Okay. All right. So the bandits, they start like laying into Yagra with punches. I'm gonna roll a bunch of those. Let's do 5. And Yagra, I don't think is wearing her armor. Let me see. So you see 10. So 1, 2 of them hit her. These guys they have a +3 to hit. So let's see. All but one of them. Okay, so she takes some damage, and you can see that she's getting beat up here. She's trying, but she's getting pretty badly beat on. 8. What would you like to do?
I walk over to one of them, just pushing people out of the way.
Yeah, we see people just getting shoved like a sea being parted.
Yeah, I just see one of the guys who is fighting my friend. I just punch him directly in the side of the head with my huge fist.
Okay, cool. Do it.
That's all I'll do.
Yeah, that's fine.
What is your strength?
He's very strong.
20. I have 20 strength.
Wow. Okay.
I deal 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay, so there's a sound that's like someone took a frying pan and hit a wall with it. There's this ringing, like metallic noise, along with a crunch and a slight splatter. As one of the bandits, and I assume you don't knock him out, but I assume your intention is non-lethal damage here.
Yeah,
okay.
Just punching.
Yeah, so just bang, and you hit this guy in the side of the head, and he grabs his head and he like tumbles sideways, shouting. And the bandits turn towards you, and the one with the eyeballs tattooed on him, he looks at you and he snarls and he says, "Oh, another monster to join the fight, eh? Doesn't matter none." And I think that he draws a sword. He draws a scimitar from his belt.
Oh, it's serious now.
Yep.
You done called us monsters.
So Yagra does not have a she doesn't have a weapon on her. When the weapon gets drawn, you see her eyes go to her table where there is a mace, a big heavy mace sitting against the wall, but she doesn't have it with her. So she just does what she can do, and she takes a swing with her fist. Okay. And she hits. And normal unarmed damage is just strength
It's
plus
1 plus strength.
1 plus your strength. Okay. All right. Cool. So she takes a swing at a guy. Rin, you see that the fight you hear that the fight has escalated. You hear the unmistakable, like, ringing hiss of a sword being drawn.
Yeah, I sigh when that happens. Fold the book closed, put it away, and stand up and like start walking over to where the fight is. I don't know if I can get there in one turn, like what we're sort of like timing wise looking at, if I can do anything to these people.
Yeah, I mean, you like, there's a big crowd. You don't have line of sight on the fight. You can see 8 and Yagra just above the.
I'm trying to push my way through to a point where I'd have line of sight on the guy with the sword.
Okay. And also, yeah, Yagra gets another swing. So let me take that. Let me give her fair shakes here. Okay, so she does hit that guy twice. So he takes another 3. Okay. Yeah, so you can get up. You can move to the edge of the fight without, like, too much trouble in one round. And then you could still do something.
Okay, so I can see the guy.
Yeah, you push your way through. And yeah, you see the group. You see Yagra surrounded. She's got a bloody nose. One of the guys is, like, grabbing his head because he just got it dented in by your friend 8.
And I look at the guy with the sword and I go, don't you think it's just absurd that you need 5 for 1? I do. What a good joke. Tasha's hideous laughter.
Okay, nice.
So that's saving throw, I think. Yeah. Wisdom saving throw, or they fall prone, becoming incapacitated, unable to stand up during the duration, laugh their asses off.
Ooh, close one. Okay, so it's DC 13, right, for your saves?
It is, yes.
Excellent. So he fails. And he begins.
That was a hidden roll again.
Yes, yeah. The NPC sheets in this are set to hidden by default.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll let you know as it comes up. Check.
So
and
this
see
is
it, though. They're
this
keeping
is
me honest.
This is concentration up to a minute.
Okay.
I assume this guy's the only armed one, which is why I did it. Like, he drew a sword, and did anybody else? I don't know. But...
they're following his. They're gonna follow his lead. Yeah.
So yeah, boink.
Okay. So he's like, a joke. The only. And he starts laughing.
Yes.
But it's the face of someone who's like, oh God, I don't want to be like, stop, what's going on? He is not comfortable with this. And the other guys are like, oh, she cast a spell on him. And like, yeah, they're getting, again, you've escalated. Even if you've convinced their leader to slow down here. So the effects are
he's prone and like incapacitated until he saves. I think he can make a save on each of his turns.
Okay, so he's prone too.
And you have advantage on a saving throw if it's triggered by damage, like is what it says.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So he falls down to his knees and he's laughing and he's like holding his stomach and he's looking up in panic, like, oh God, what's happening to me?
Basically, whoever gets to hit him is gonna have advantage.
Yeah, and the rest of them look at you like, what? Now we got to deal with 3 of these things, and you can see the odds are starting to shift a little. Jewel, you're close enough that you can hear and see all of this.
Cool. While they're distracted, can I sneak up on one of them and just stab them? Like, she probably didn't bring her rapier, so she's just got a dagger. She's like, you know what? These guys are assholes.
So you like come out of the crowd and just grab one and knife him in the back.
Yeah, I would like to backstab one.
The one that 8 punched in the face with the like sort of crunched up side face. He's kind of like staggered back against the edge of the crowd.
He's reeling.
He's reeled against the back of the crowd. So if you just want to like,
yeah, ideally, can I stab him? Just drag
him into the crowd. Jesus. I mean, yes, you could do that. Sure. I think you can still deal. You could deal weirdly non-lethal damage with a knife, right? That's a thing.
I mean, you could like handle into the temple sort of thing, right?
Yeah, I forget what that's called in the rule set, but I think when you deal the damage, you can choose. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Because I think actually what she would like to do is she would like to make him disappear so that they get extra nervous.
Yeah, like where'd he go?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. We will roll for dagger.
Okay.
Steve.
Oh Jesus!
Crit.
Okay, all right. He definitely had less than 9 hit points remaining. Do you want to have murdered him or just knocked him unconscious?
No, just leave him unconscious.
So you crit.
Actually,
You crit.
awkward.
So this looks exactly the way you want it to. So describe it to me. So 8 punched this dude. So we cut to his point of view where he's all like, what the. What happened? And he staggers back. The crowd kind of like pushes him like a mosh pit, like get off me, man. And like he staggers
Just,
forward.
like,
And then
Lanky cat just sort of sneaks out between people, and then like while he's reeling, just one arm around him, the other one like bam pops him on the head with the hilt of the dagger and just drags him back into the crowd and like drops him somewhere.
right, yeah. So the crowd just reforms around you, and you drag him away. Awesome. All right, he's very unconscious. Good stuff. Makaria, you see the fight going on. Only now there's only 4 bandits.
Huh. I take like a needle out of my components bag, and I like stab myself in the finger real quick, and just like get a drop of blood and cast Bane on the remaining 3 that aren't on the ground.
Okay.
Because it's only fair.
Good stuff. Okay. So what is that like? Is there any other effect other than the like?
So I think that it's fairly subtle. She has the drop.
There's a verbal and a somatic component. So there is like
she has the
hand
drop of blood.
gestures
She
and
makes like a symbol in the air and like says something. It like if it weren't so loud in here, it would be a lot more obvious. But it's really loud and there's a fight. So
yeah.
And yeah, they get a save. It's a charisma save. But yeah, I think
What's the DC? What's the DC on your saves?
13, I think.
Okay.
I think. Yeah. What's the spell save? It's your
8 plus proficiency plus spellcasting modifier.
Yeah, then it's 13.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah. So I think like visually it's just like over their faces you see like the symbol of a skull, and then it like fades back in. Like you could almost think it was just like a trick of the light or something.
Right, and we see Tom Hardy in the crowd, and he's like, "A good choice of spell."
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, all 3 of them seem like confused and like kind of ill all of a sudden. Yeah, and shaken by some effect. They're still gonna go. So this is like a reverse bless, right? They subtract the D4.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have to make the charisma save.
Yeah, I got them. They all failed.
Oh, I forget that it's
Yeah.
secret.
Yeah. So they all failed. And they're gonna go. I think this is the only round where they like definitely will fight. So like one of them runs over to the boss and is shaking him, and he's like, Krentz, snap out of it, man. And then the boss is just like, I can't, guy hurts. And he's just like lying on the ground, like laughing really hard.
Yeah.
And so that keeps one of the guys occupied. The other 2, one of them attacks you, Rin, seeing you as the source of this spell. So he's gonna take a swing on you. He draws the scimitar and
a lot worse than it
swings at
was
you.
when I was Ishi.
Yes. What is your armor class?
13.
13. So he takes a swing, but he misses. You dodge out of the way. Sword swipes in front of you, and he tries to make it look like he just meant to intimidate you. Like, I meant to not hit you. Like, you're scared, right? I wasn't trying to hit you. Another one charges at 8. 8, what's your armor class?
I guess I don't have my shield out.
No.
So only 19.
Okay. All right. So this guy runs at you, and he just hits you square on with his sword, like right in the chest, just like, ah! And it just thunk. And he looks up at you, and he looks at his sword, and he looks at you, and he looks back at his sword like, and now it's your turn.
I don't have a face, so I don't display any emotion. I just shake my head very slowly.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have like one like a lens or something? Can it like aperture? You know, like
No, there's just slight
Shutters.
diagonal slits, like maybe
okay.
millimeters thick.
They're colored lights maybe that can
Yeah. Yeah,
turn
since-
red.
since you know them, you would have picked up on what color signify what. But
Excellent.
Yeah, sometimes he smells like ham. That's how you can tell what he's feeling.
God, called me a monster.
He did. Well, he
I
did. The guy on
lived.
the floor
I
did.
lived through some shit with the way that humans treated Warforged back in Eberron. I'm going to make myself make a wisdom save, whether or not I just kill him.
Nice. Okay.
Gonna say DC.
But then you
Since I got a
really
+2, it'll be 12. We'll just do it.
Okay.
Yes, I'm going to be well behaved. So maybe, like, I have the longsword drawn in two hands, and I like look back at my group, and then the other hand goes up onto the blade, take it there, and just smack him with the pommel.
Nice. Urge to kill. Rising. Ooh. So your hesitation is what gives him a chance to dodge out of the way. So if you had just swung, you probably would have been able to take his head right off. But because there's a moment of hesitation, he leaps back when you're finally ready to think you've processed the feelings, and you swing at him, and he dodges out of the way. Yagra. Yagra's gonna take some swings of her own. So Yagra makes two attacks. She's still unarmed, so there's one and two. So she grabs a guy and starts punching him in the stomach. One of the other unarmed guys. So he takes enough damage then to knock him out. So she grabs a guy, punches him in the stomach, grabs a nearby tankard of ale and slams it over his head. There's a splash and a crash of broken pottery, and he slumps to the floor, soaked in wine and his own blood. Rin, what are you gonna do?
Well, you said that there's a guy next to the guy who like trying to shake the leader like back to sensibleness.
Yeah.
I think having just dodged the sword from someone. Actually, yeah, I've got a guy in front of me, don't I? Having just dodged the sword from the guy in front of me, I go, "Oh yes, very intimidating. I'm trembling in my boots." And vicious mockery him.
Okay. The guy that tried to hit you with a sword was the guy that Yagra just knocked out.
Oh, well.
But there is another one that's like in between you and there's still a valid target. There's still
I'll
a
just
guy.
step forward and
Yeah.
say the same thing. Like, you guys aren't scary.
Mm-hmm.
And so vicious mockery is they make a wisdom save or take 1d4 psychic damage and have disadvantage on their next turn.
Okay, wisdom save, DC 13. He got a 16, so he succeeds.
So nothing happens.
Yeah. So he just snarls at you like, "How dare you?" You still insulted him, just not magically.
Does they still take damage? No, it's nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a cantrip.
Cantrips are safe or nothing.
Yeah. Jewel.
She how close is she to the mace?
Oh, that's a good point. Hang on. He's got
Yeah,
Bane
that's
still,
nice.
right? He has the curse from Makaria, so I actually have to roll a d4.
Oh, okay.
Because there's a chance that spell could have taken effect. No, still got a 14.
Cool.
Okay, anyway, sorry. Go ahead, Jewel.
Oh no, it's okay. How close is Jewel to Yagara's mace?
Yagra's mace is, I mean, I think if you wanted to spend your whole turn, you could push your way over through the crowd, grab it, and like throw it to her. You could try to do it faster by doing like an acrobatics check to make because you're essentially in like difficult terrain that's made up of people.
Yeah, I think she will be like, Yagra needs to take care of them. She did her thing, and so she's gonna go like push her way through the crowd, grab the mace, and then like ideally just sort of put it into Yagra's hand,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
like as subtly as she can without anyone knowing that she did it.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you want me to do acrobatics to
Yeah,
cross?
I think acrobatics is fine, or athletics. I assume acrobatics.
I mean,
is
she'll
better for
climb
you.
part of the way if she needs to.
Yeah. Hell yeah,
Empty.
no problem. Yeah, you just flow through the crowd.
Excuse me.
You grab Jaeger's mace and turn, and then you're like, and it's way heavier than it looks. So you have to kind of like heft it, like drag it across the floor part way.
Weapons.
And when she hears she hears you coming,
Creaking cut of wood across the ground.
right?
She's
Here's
just
the
dragging it.
dragging. Big gray hand reaches back and grabs it from you and puts it in her hand. And she looks down at Krentz, the leader, like almost for the first time since the fight started, and kind of quirks an eyebrow. And she's like, "What's so funny? I don't get it." And she's like looking around, and she doesn't understand why he's like giggling on
Just
the floor.
take the advantage while you have it.
I don't understand either.
Makaria, it's your turn. You're up above watching all this stuff.
I think I just watch.
Oh, and Bane is a concentration.
It's
spell, right?
concentration spell. Yeah, up to a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna watch from up here where it's safer.
Okay. Do you have any actions you would like to take?
No.
Okay, that's fine. So you're gonna hang out and watch. All right, the bandits. I'm gonna give them a. I'm gonna give them a morale. We're gonna make a wisdom save here to see if they stick around. The wise thing to do would be not to. So if they succeed, they're gonna leave. Let's call it a DC 10. Okay, they succeed. They have decided to make the wise choice. I think one of them, the one that was helping, is like, "Oh, we got to get out of here." And he like helps Krentz get up, and Krentz is laughing, and he's just like, "Oh God!" Well, and he's like freaking out, and they're trying to drag him away. Yagra isn't gonna like. This is it. She's won. So unless you guys try to like pursue them,
No.
or like murder them as they flee.
I take my attack of opportunity.
Okay,
If I
sure.
can smack him in the back of the head.
Yeah, do it. Okay.
Chug.
Yep, you hit. Okay.
Just smash him on.
You reduce one of the bandits to 1 hit point. You give him a drubbing he won't forget.
And I look at the others and say, "Didn't kill."
Yeah. So
Yes.
so
Laudable 8.
as this is happening, as they're getting ready to leave, there is a sudden interruption that provides them with an opportunity. Shouts of alarm above and beyond even the sounds of like shouting for the fight. Shouts of alarm suddenly ring out, and everyone turns because while they were all distracted, while everybody was watching this fight, something has crawled up out of the hole in the center of the bar. So when we turn back to the yawning portal, a terrible monster with green warty skin, a tangled nest of wiry black hair, a long carrot-shaped nose, and bloodshot eyes crawls up out of the shaft in the middle of the tap room. As it bares its yellow teeth and howls, you can see that a half-dozen bat-like creatures are attached to its body, with 3 more circling above it like flies. Everyone in the tavern reacts in fear, except for the barkeep, Durnan, who simply shouts, "Troll!" And before we deal with this troll, let's
Does
take
anyone have a
short
hammer?
break. So we're gonna take a short
Dungeon.
we're gonna take a short break here, and we will see what happens with this troll when we return. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Dive into a twisted maze of schemes and villainy as you race to claim the legendary fortune hidden somewhere in Waterdeep. Roll20's full digital conversion of Waterdeep Dragon Heist features 4 possible story paths, immersive features like dynamic lighting on all battle maps, and character sheets with one-click actions. Switch between story paths with the click of a mouse and enjoy the complete contents of this thrilling new Dungeons & Dragons adventure. Grab Waterdeep Dragon Heist today on the Roll20 Marketplace. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Roll20 Presents Waterdeep Dragon Heist. Roll20 Presents Troll Bar Fight. Troll Bar Fight. So while we were on break, I grabbed some like potential stand-in tokens. We're getting like actual art made of the
The
characters.
generic stand-ins.
So I have some questions. So Dave, which of these two robot-looking dudes do you want to be for now? Do you want to be the robot dude on the left or the robot dude on the right?
Bigger and beefier robot.
The big beef bot. Okay, good. And then I picked two kind of half-elf edgelord half-elves. Who wants to be which?
Perfect.
Who wants to be which edgelordy half-elf?
Elf, do you feel like your hair would be blowing in the wind more often, or?
I believe so. And this other elf looks like they're wearing some armor.
That's kind of what I thought. Yeah, that's sort of
Yeah.
where I went with that one. So this one, that'll be elf. That'll be your character.
Yeah, Rin.
Okay, so I'll just assign these real quick. There's not a ton of tabaxi, so I just picked one that I thought looked kind of okay.
I'm a cat!
Yeah, right. You're a cat. There are some pretty funny like cat.
It was like trying to find a good kobold the first.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. It's not. Yeah, I mean none of these are as cool as Jort, but there was a good. I want to just show you and our lovely audience. I want to show you a funny. There was a good. I just searched for cat and there was a good one. I'll see if I can find it. But yeah, there's some funny ones, but I thought that was just like an okay stand-in. There's some like you could be like a cat girl, lots of cat girls, but not so many of the tabaxi. Okay. All right. So let me go ahead and put in your stats here. So we'll use these for right now. So Jewel, we'll use that token for you. And for the audience, this is how you assign a character to a token. There's Jewel. And then we'll use... I think this is what we did last time. We used green for hit points. And then red for armor class. Is that how we... Let's see. Green hit points. Blue is armor class. And then red was the stand-in for whatever. Okay. There we go. Oh my god, you only have 9 hit points? You poor thing.
Are you talking about me?
Yeah, I mean, you're all so squishy.
We're level 1.
I know, I
I'm
forgot.
level 1 rogue. You
Okay.
could get like a D8.
Okay.
I'm not squishy.
No, you have 21 armor class. My lord.
I have 14 hit points. Come on.
Okay, and then this is Rin. There's Rin. Okay, and your armor class. There we go. And
I need
then
to get some better armor.
our smirking Death Lord Makaria. There we go. Okay, cool. Yeah, I would have done this on the break, but I wanted to make sure y'all got okay with your tokens there. Okay, all right. So I need to roll some new initiatives. So when Durnan, this handsome man, when he shouts troll, he doesn't say like, troll, someone deal with it. He's in the midst of shouting troll, and from under the bar, drawing a two-handed sword, throwing the scabbard aside, and climbing over the bar to go and to go and deal with this troll situation. Yagra, when Yagra sees the troll, she's just like, this is a Durnan problem and not a me problem. Durnan starts like heading towards the troll. People are scattering now. The bar is starting to clear out a little bit. Y'all are kind of clustered over here. Our cleric is like up above somewhere. Yeah, we don't have a battle map for the Yawning Portal because there'd be so many people to deal with. So it's okay. We kind of halfway theater of the mind this thing. And yeah, the troll has what you recognize to be sturges mostly stuck to him. But there are a few that are still hungry, like floating around his head. So I'm gonna clear the tokens from the order that don't matter for this fight anymore, and I'm gonna roll to get Durnan into the fight and the troll and what have you. All right, so there's Durnan's roll there. So Durnan had a 10, and there, move y'all down there, and then the troll. Now, the troll looks emaciated and hungry and like climbing up out of desperation more than anything. This troll does not look like a very healthy troll. And then the 3 little floaty bat mosquitoes, they got their initiative. Okay.
Jeez.
Yeah. Okay, so let's just jump in. We'll jump in at the top of the order. So Jewel, what would you like to do? It's pretty serious business. Durnan has just, I think Durnan is actually like up over here. He's just leapt over the bar and he's like got his weapon out and he's got a look on his face like, ugh. But it belies that he's like a little nervous. Like a troll is nothing to scoff at. So he's playing it up, but yeah.
Yeah, I feel like this is the problem, but is it my problem? Is a good question. Well, she's just gonna take the hide action. Let's start there.
Yeah, that's a good call. Yeah, there's a lot of chaos and the
There's
troll.
a lot of chaos. She's gonna hide because if she wants to stab the troll, that'll help her, and if she doesn't want to stab the troll, then it'll probably still help her. So I will roll stealth and hide.
Yeah, go ahead.
And she'll move like slightly closer towards the troll. 13, not great.
Yeah, not fantastic. Okay.
Not great.
So you're hidden amidst the chaos like crowd, and you start heading down that way. Okay. All right. Rin.
I point a finger imperiously at a single sturge flying in the air, and I say, "Disgusting," and then mockery.
Okay. Cool.
For one.
If it fails. Okay. That's a wisdom save.
Yeah. 13.
Okay, it got a 5. These things do not have the
Yes.
wisdom of the crayfish. You deal it 1 damage.
1 psychic damage.
The sturge, we suddenly have a flashback to like a tiny little like cottage, and there's like a sturge, and it's holding like 2 baby sturges, and it's got like an apron on, and then we see this sturge, and he's putting on his little sturge hat and adjusting his little sturge tie, and he's getting ready to go out to his sturge job, and his little sturge wife is like, "You're disgusting. I hate you. I wish we never got married." And the sturge is like, "Oh, my life is so hard." And he like flies out. He flies out on his little wings, and you reminded him of all of his deep-seated pain and insecurities.
By the way, I checked. It says that they have to hear me, not understand.
Yes, yeah, they can hear you. It's the tone.
Walk a sturge. Yes.
Yeah, so a single tear of blood just falls from his little sturgy face.
Aww.
All right, cool. Yagra looks at you, 8, because you're her friend, and she grins and she says, "Thanks for help with these fools," and looks at the unconscious guys, and then looks at the trolls and she says, "If you want to help Durnan, then it's your business. I'm not risking my life, not for this dump."
You would probably be able to be wounded by such a creature. Perhaps wise.
Yeah, and she grabs like a random pitcher of ale off of a table and walks away drinking it. So she heads back towards the bar to just order another drink. This fight will blow over. Okay, so the sturges, the 3 that are not attached to the troll, they separate and they fly out to find targets. So I think
One of them has disadvantage.
yeah, I think 2 of them fly towards you, Rin, and 1 of them flies upstairs towards you. Yeah, and so it starts buzzing around you, trying to get you. So let's start with that one. So Makaria, what's your armor class?
I think it's like 12.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 12.
All right.
What? Wow.
Let me just make sure that my armor's.
Yeah, you need to equip your armor. I think.
It says it's equipped.
Okay.
And the shield is equipped. Is it used as a resource? Do I have to mark that or?
No. You should have
Okay.
10 armor class, right?
Okay.
Which drops to 9.
And then up to 12. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's 12.
Because what armor class does leather armor give you? I mean, I think it's
Leather armor
accurate.
is just 1.
Right.
Yeah.
So
It's fine.
11. Yeah, 11 down to 10 up to 12 with the shield. Yep.
It's
Okay.
12. But
So-
I have my shield's downstairs.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. The surge got a 15. It flies up
Okay.
to you, and you're like, trying to wave it out of your face, and then it thunk, sinks its sucker into you. You take 7 damage,
Good.
and this thing is like on you and like sucking up your blood.
The worst.
Yeah, so you take 7 damage. And I think downstairs,
Goodbye, everyone. Dying.
Jewel, you see this happen. Okay, all right. The troll spends this turn shouting and roaring and trying to grab random people. I think that it lunges out and it grabs the cape of maybe the bard from earlier. It grabs the bard's cape and yanks him over. The bard hits the edge of the well, tips over and falls in, and we get the Wilhelm. They're like,
No, 3 strings, my boy.
it's a different bard.
Okay,
Don't worry.
good.
Yeah,
All right.
and so we just see this like crappy bard just fall into a hole.
Wilhelm scream into the hole.
Okay. Cool. So that's it for the troll. Makaria, what are you gonna do?
Ow. 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 Ow.
Embrace
It's still attached to you.
Get off of me.
Oh my god, I love that your 3D dice are just like void holes in the table.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Appropriate.
Wow.
Yeah, they are. Jeez.
Okay. Yeah, you hit it.
I hit it and I hopefully get it off of me. 14 damage. Is it gone?
Dice. Yes, it bursts.
Good.
What does your inflict wounds look like?
I think that it's very showy, like black purple smoke that kind of like goes into every orifice of the creature and like just like probably slashes at it with smoke slashes. It's inflicting wounds like a weapon made of like edgelord smoke. It's good.
Okay, cool.
It mostly cuts on the inside of your face and like ears and like
All right.
start bleeding out your nose.
So Durnan, sword drawn, runs across the tavern towards the troll, and when he gets there, he's gonna take a swing. So Durnan, with Grimvault in hand, takes 4 melee attacks.
Durnan is a
I
very
wish I had
powerful
chosen
friend.
Durnan as my friend.
Oh wait, this is done in Lord of Waterdeep.
This is Durnan the big deal. Yeah, he owns
Yeah.
this. He owns this
Okay.
this joint.
Yeah, right.
So let's see. If the target is a creature and he rolls a 20, takes extra damage, but he didn't crit on any of these. But he did deal a bunch of damage. So 9, 19, and 12. All right, so yeah, Durnan comes in and he's just like hewing into the thing with his axe, and he has this very businesslike, like he's not roaring or shouting. He just kind of has this like he's chasing like a stray cat out of the bar, and he goes in there and lays into this dude.
Back.
Yeah, get back in the hole. Get in there. 8. It's your turn.
Okay.
I have
No
some
time
plan.
passed. No time passed till I couldn't have drawn my shield.
Right, you haven't had a chance to run over and grab it or anything. Yeah.
Okay. I don't really need it for these little baby things. As much as I want to go and kill the troll,
Mm-hmm.
one of the little ones in my care is in trouble. So we can go over and smack a sturge out of the air.
Okay.
Whee!
Nice. Okay. Yeah, you hit it. This is the one whose feelings were hurt before, so.
Yeah, they get hurt a little bit more.
Yeah, it's very dead. You dealt it 15 times the damage it needed to die, so congratulations on that. Good job. So do you just walk over and just slice it in half?
Yeah, I like try and bat it into the other one. I'm like, oh, I don't have a cleave feat yet. Yeah, I just kill it very offhandedly. Like it's not worth my time.
Yeah. Okay.
Move around to the other one, and try and get in the way, but I can't yet.
Yeah, you just slice it in half and it just disintegrates. Cool. All right. Jewel, there's one sturge remaining, and Durnan is fighting this troll. What do you want to do?
You're
Muted.
muted.
I think, I mean, I see the sturgeon is well taken care of. If I help him, then he might give me a free drink. He's kind of interesting. And okay. So she like does this like, I don't know, like maybe cat thing, and then crosses the distance while still hidden. And then I'm going to attack and dagger stab the troll.
Okay. So you pop out of hiding. Let me see if the troll notices you. What's the passive perception on a troll? 12. So nope, you're fine. You
Excellent.
sneak up behind the troll, who is like distinctly regretting having climbed up out of his hole today, and you're just like, funk.
And I have advantage because I was hidden, right?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yes. Yeah. You're no longer hidden. You appear, and go ahead and make your attack.
For the 12.
You
God
hit
damn.
him. You hit
I
him.
do.
But you don't deal any damage. His skin is so thick, you like sink your knife in, and he doesn't even notice. Like he probably pulls away, and you have to grab your knife and pull it back before it gets pulled away. But yeah, his hide is way too thick for a 12 to do much to him.
Sigh. Well, not this time.
Yeah.
That's her turn.
Okay. Rin. There's
So
still...
Rin looks at this other Sturge, and it's like right up in her face, and she doesn't want to suck her onto her or whatever.
Mhm.
So there's this moment of her eyes flashing this like dark sort of color, and there's this sound of whispers in the air, like a best friend telling you a horrible secret, you know, in your ear, and only people close to her can hear it briefly. And she dissonant whispers this Sturge to get away from her.
Okay.
So that's dissonant whispers. So you make another wisdom save. It's half damage if they fail. If they succeed. If they fail, it's full damage and they move away.
Either way, it got a 2.
Okay.
So it is dissonantly whispered into oblivion. What does that look like?
I think it just stops moving and just drops out of the air. Like, I don't think there's any sort of like grandiose thing that happens to it or like energy that swirls around it.
Plunk.
There's this sound of like horrible sort of familiar voice in the air, and you don't quite catch what it says, and then it just stops and falls.
It's the sound of its neighbor's wife yelling at its neighbor about being disgusting.
Yeah.
That one's been dead for a little while. But yeah, it just like seizes up and then falls to the ground dead. Cool. Okay. So the troll... I think it regenerates because it hasn't taken any acid or fire damage. So you see some of its wounds heal up, and it snarls at Durnan, and it's gonna attack him. So we'll do. Let's see, what's Durnan's armor class? Durnan's armor class is 16. Okay, so it misses with its first swing. It gets a 13. Takes another claw swing, and hits, and then bites Durnan. Okay, so it deals Durnan some damage. So you can see, and I mean you're closest here, Jewel. So you see Durnan like tangling with this thing, and it swats his sword out of the way, digs its claws into him, and then all these needle teeth just sink into his shoulder. And again, he doesn't scream or shout or anything, and he just snarls, and he's like, "Argh!" and like pushes the troll back. Makaria, it is your turn.
Well, I don't have anything endangering me right this moment. So I look down at the troll and Durnan, who just made 4 attacks, and it was quite impressive. He's a killing machine.
Yes.
And I'm just gonna toll the dead on the troll.
You're gonna troll the dead.
God fucking fuck, damn it.
Okay, so wisdom save for this troll.
Yeah, there's just the sound of dollar spells, and then you take very little damage.
Bong, bong. Okay, the troll failed.
Takes 2 damage.
So he takes 2. Yep. Yeah, and he looks up at you like, what the hell? Like he knows you just cast a spell on him. He's like, "Argh," and he snarls, and then Durnan's like, "Hey, over here!" And he punches him to like get his attention. The troll turns back.
I think that Makaria literally, when the troll looks up at her, is like,
hi troll. All right, so Durnan lays into him with another 4 attacks, 3 of which hit for 12, 13. Okay, on the second swing, the troll goes down. Durnan gives him another swing, funk, for good measure, and then he looks up, and without like breaking a sweat, he looks at you, Jewel, and he says, "Right, get some lantern oil. I'll have to burn this thing before it gets back up." And he gestures, and you can see like a lantern hanging on the post nearby. What do you do?
You're muted
You're
again.
muted.
Sorry, my screen moved and then I got confused by my name again. I'm like,
It's okay.
the troll's dead. There's
For now.
For now,
Hmm.
she's gonna be like, nah, I totally did something. Like, there's nothing for her to kill. So she's gonna be like, yeah, take her dagger and be like, that was totally me helping,
Yeah.
and then hide.
And then you
The
leave.
lantern, Jewel.
Yeah,
The
and he just
lantern.
shakes his head and he's like, I gotta do everything myself around here. And he walks over.
Is there a lantern like up here?
Mhm. Yeah, if you want to be coming down the stairs, you can grab one.
Can I just grab one and drop it onto the troll?
Yeah, but that means you're gonna break the lantern.
Oh, I thought he wanted that.
No, he
wanted
just
the
says
oil.
get it. We have to douse the thing in oil.
Oh, okay. Then I'll get it and I'll bring it downstairs.
Okay. All right. So you come down and he meets you at the bottom of the stairs. He looks at you, he looks you up and down. He
I like
says,
hand it to him very fervently. Like, here.
he takes it. And he's like, hey, you're a dour one. And he turns back and he blows the lantern out, and then just starts pouring the oil on the troll's body. The troll you can see it start to regenerate, and he's like, oh, no, you don't. And he like kicks it in the face. It's soaked in oil, and he crouches down and puts his arms under it, and he looks back at you, 8. He's like,
Eight's
Hey.
already got a torch lit in his hand, just like with the fire just reflecting off his face.
yeah, and
Oh,
he lifts the troll up onto the edge, and he's like, all right, on 3, 1, 2, and then he like gestures for you to light it on fire. Okay, so you light it on fire, the thing bursts into flames, and he shoves it away from him, and we just see it like tumble, burning into the yawning portal. And he looks at himself, and he's like, oh, great, now I'm covered in oil and troll blood. And he yells at a waiter that's nearby. He's like, get a mop. I'm going to change. And he just like storms out.
What does it smell like? The burning.
What? What?
What does it smell like?
Well, it's quite sour smelling. There's a bit of
Wait, I have
char.
no reference for what smells are like.
I like if you asked, I would still like try and describe it to you.
It smells very much like the color black and gray mixed together.
I would add a little green in. Yeah.
Tell me, human, what is a smell? Okay, so the troll has been dispatched, and the bar has pretty much cleared out. Like once that troll came out, once Grimvault was drawn, people got a pretty good idea that like the party was over. The place hasn't closed. Some of the tougher customers are still here. Yagra's still like drinking over on one side. And you're starting to draw a crowd, right? People have turned their attention from the people that are still here, have turned their attention from the fight to you, and so you're getting a lot of people being like, "Wow, that was amazing! Like, good job!" And, like patting you on the back. Rin, someone,
No touching.
yeah. So you like move, and someone looks at you like, okay, and they like look for a more friendly person to cheer
Rin
on.
Rin is like straightening herself out, like very, very fastidiously after this.
I grab the bodies of the sturges and also drop them into the pit and like, watch them fall.
You're just corpse dumping. Okay.
Yeah.
So 8, you see Makaria dumping the bodies of your defeated foes into this hole. There's 2 unconscious bandits laying on the ground.
Do you think they'd wake up before they hit the bottom?
I turn to look at you. I really, really want to find out.
I won't tell if you don't.
I'm over where the violin
Yeah, I
is.
kick one of
I'm
them
not
off.
listening.
Just do it.
Jewel, what are you doing? Do you notice this exchange where Makaria's like, you should drop them in the hole, it'd be fun?
I think she might notice it and then chooses to completely ignore that it's happening. And she is doing everything that she can to not be noticed right now. Like she does not want accolades from these people. The only person she wants anything from is possibly a free drink from Durnan.
Nice. Okay. So 8, do you just like throw their bodies, their unconscious bodies in the hole?
Just one of them. And
Okay.
I like kick it.
Just drag them over and throw them in.
And I like listen very closely to hear if he starts screaming before he hits the bottom.
No, you don't even hear the thump. Like he just disappears into the darkness.
Oh. Well, that's disappointing.
I would also like to mention that when people are like, "Oh, you did a good job" and stuff, she's like very accepting of the compliments, just not the touching.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's just like, hey, give me some space.
Oh, yeah.
So we cut to a cave. There's like a cavern somewhere deep below the earth. There is a smoldering troll corpse, and some dead sturges. And we see
And
a
a
group.
bard.
We see a group, yeah, and a dead bard. We see a group of gray-scaled, like pale yellow-eyed, like kind of fishmen with spears, and they're gathering. And they're like poking at the body, and then we hear like a whistling sound, and then thump as this human corpse lands, and they like the fishmen look up. And they kind of like make like a praying gesture and then sink into the corpse and start eating them. So meanwhile, up above, I think that Rin, someone approaches you. Someone pushes through the crowd, and you hear this like, excuse me, out of the way, excuse me. And the crowd separates, and we see a man approaching you. He is dressed quite lavishly. He has like a big puffy shirt. He has a beret. He's got a big beard and a long curling mustache.
Hey, Adam, you want to pull that down so that the chat can see
Thank
it?
you. There you go. I'm actually going to show it to all of you. He's holding a metal tankard in one hand, and he's got a book jammed up under his arm. He drinks the rest of his drink, and he like hands it to somebody else. And as he walks up, he says to you, he's like, a wonderful job. You dispatched those creatures and those thugs with some haste and style, no less. Hello. And he puts his hand out and he says, my name is Avalo.
Oh, yes, I'm very familiar with you. Pleasure. I like shake his hand.
Yeah, so you do shake his hand?
I do, yeah.
Okay, yeah, and so he does that thing where he grabs you with the other hand and like pumps your arm with both hands, and he says, it's a pleasure. I was watching the whole thing from that table over there, the one with the books, and you look over and there's a table and it's got like this stack of leather books on it, and he says to you, I would love to buy all of you a drink, please.
Certainly, I would not want to refuse such generosity from someone so accoladed.
So
Jewel has
yeah, so he's like, so you
like,
know of
sitting
me.
next to the books.
You're already over there.
What sensible academic doesn't know of you at this point?
Every time you say something like that, he like puffs up a little bit more. And and he brings you all over to his table. And and he orders a round of drinks. You can see that he's got
Macaria asks for an entire bottle of wine.
Yeah, so he's like, yes, of course, a celebration. You know, they say that drinking at the Yawning Portal is always risking your life, but that's what I like about it. And besides, to me, this place seems safe. I just got back from Chult, you see. You want to talk about dangerous? These jungles, I've seen things you don't even know. I'm sorry, and he looks at the rest of you, and he says, my name is Valo Thampa Gedarm. This is a fascinating golem you have here. Does he belong to one of you?
He's not a golem.
I'm not a man either. I am.
Yeah, and he like starts. He says, "Ooh, it can talk."
Yes.
Hello there, and he like waves to you.
Yes. Hello, Volo Thamp. Like it was nothing. Honestly, barely any effort was expended in the entire 20-second sequence.
Yeah, and he like nods and he says, fascinating. I would love to conduct a longer interview with you later about how it is you came to be. I've seen many magical constructs in my time, but you walk and speak as a person. Fascinating.
I suppose so.
Mr. Gedon.
Oh, please call me Volo.
She just like steamrolls over the
Yeah.
What is it that we can do for you?
You are a clever one. You've seen right through my ruse. You are adventurers. Am I right?
Of a certain type. Yes.
I've never adventured anywhere before.
I've been places.
Have you been in Waterdeep very long?
Yes.
Years and years.
Ah, then you must have noticed all of the violence in this fair city the last little while.
Yes, it's grand.
fantastic. Yes.
The last little while. How long are we speaking? Didn't get out much before about a month ago.
Well, since the summer, things have been... and every time of the season comes along, it gets hot, the people are hot-headed, but this, I think, is a different. I haven't seen so much blood since Port Nyanzaru. I swear, I come back thinking this place was civilized, but... troubling.
Mm-hmm.
Very troubling.
She like pulls off another book while he's talking.
I am assuming.
And, yeah, and he looks over at you like to make sure you're not mishandling them.
She's careful.
Yeah.
I am.
She doesn't really know what she's reading. She's not that smart.
I am assuming. Rin says, like looking at him very like side on. Like, I am assuming that you have some idea of where this violence is stemming from, or that you have some kind of idea of where we should go to look into such a thing.
And he shakes his head and he says, "Oh, no, not by any means. I always say, when there's a violence, you tell the city watch. That's why we have the lords. And just like that troll, there's always a Durnan to deal with these things. No, my problem is somewhat more personal. I have to say, I have misplaced a friend of mine amidst all this odious malevolence.
Did they get pushed down the portal?
I certainly hope not. My friend, his name is Floon. Floon Blagamar.
That's a name?
Yes, it's a very popular name here in Waterdeep. And you hear at a table nearby, you hear someone say, "Excuse me." And Vala looks over and he's like, "What? We were talking." And the other guy says, "Well, I thought I heard my name." And Vala says, "No, I was talking to them about my friend Floon." And the guy's like, "Oh, that's my name." And he's like, "No, it's a different
My
Floon.
son is also named Bort.
It's a different Floon." And Floon is like, "Right, of course." And turns back to his drink. And then Vala turns back to you. And he says, "Floon, he's a handsome man, but he's got more beauty than brains. I
Flew in the
work."
coop.
You beat me to it.
Sorry.
That's perfect. Yeah, when you say that, he looks at you and he says, I suppose he has. Yes. I worry he took a bad way home a couple of nights ago and may have been kidnapped, or worse. I need someone to go and track him down. I would do it myself, but I'm very busy and a bit of a coward. Don't tell anybody. Besides, if you find him for me, I can offer you gold. I have plenty of gold from selling my book. I can give you 10 gold now, and 10 times of that when you find my friend Floon. Please, may I prevail upon such noble souls in my hour of need.
I think Rin does this thing where she looks like she's considering it like very heavily.
Uh-huh.
She goes, I think you're holding out on us, Volo.
What do you mean?
Your friend's life is worth only a few gold pieces, maybe a little more.
Well, 10 pieces of gold now for an incentive, and then another 100 when you find him. I cannot go any further now. You have to understand, we are building our business relationship here. You can make an insight check if you want.
Sure. Yeah, I will.
Anyway, sorry, Makaria, you were saying?
Well, he already bought us some wine. You could buy me some more, and then also
you could buy
get us
your
10
own
gold.
drinks with all this money.
14?
Yeah, he seems like honest and earnest, but like he probably could pay you now, but it seems like maybe you're not sure that he's gonna be able to pay you the full amount later. Like, that's a lot of money.
Here's what I will posit in return. I like the gold up front. Yes, of course, we'll take that. But also, a copy of your latest tome.
And he,
Free of charge, obviously.
and he smiles and he looks at it and he says, oh yes, well of course, I would even sign it for you. Here, and he like takes one of. He looks at you, Jewel, and he's like, give it here, like give me my book.
Rin tries really hard not to look like yes.
Right. Okay. So he takes it and he opens it up and he signs this big flourish, big V, big fancy V on it. And he closes it and you see on the cover it says Volo's Guide to Monsters. And he slides it across the table and he says, there you go. And it will only improve in a value.
So we'll take the gold up front, I assume. I say, looking around to my assembled compatriots.
And 8 is standing next to Jewel. And they say, and you're certain if I keep collecting these golds, I can buy a magic sword.
It seems likely. And honestly, we'll probably find one somewhere. I'll find you one. It might belong to someone else, but it'll be yours when I give it to you.
It's just not.
So he's still talking while he's like signing and handing over the book, Rin, and he says to you, he says, well, if you're a fan, let me tell you, I'm working on a new book. It's about spirits and specters. Now, I know there is a word going around that there is another book about monsters floating out there, written by Mordenkainen. He's an old coot. He doesn't know anything about anything. This is all you need. And he like taps his
And
book.
immediately on mentioning Mordenkainen being an old coot, she's like, she's like really mad suddenly. Like this is like a high profile wizard and you're insulting them, no, not allowed. She gets like she suppresses anger briefly, and then goes. So the gold, Volo, and
yes.
anything that you know about where we might find your friend.
Yes, of course. So as I said, Floon is a handsome man, maybe a little younger than myself. He's got reddish hair, about this long. Last time I saw him, he was dressed like a prince. A man of fashion, my friend Floon. He disappeared 2 nights ago. Last time I saw him, we were drinking at the Skewered Dragon, in the dock ward. You see, I am a man of some culture. I don't only drink in one place.
Some culture and perhaps some misguided tastes all the way down there.
And he kind of like shifts uncomfortably. And he says, well, when you're as famous as me, sometimes you have to go to out of the way places.
That happened to my parents a lot.
Yeah, and he turns, kind of like noticing you for the first time, and he squints and he says, oh, wait a second. You look familiar to me. Haven't we met?
No, definitely not.
Maybe in a chult.
No.
Have you ever been into the darker continent?
She like starts climbing off the stool.
You're like
and
fur, like
sidles behind 8.
Okay.
No, you don't know. No, you don't know.
And I think that like Makaria is like paging gently through like this thing, and she points to like one of the creatures, and she's like, "Did you actually see one of these?"
Yes. Everything in the book is from a first-hand account, or a second, or a third, but mostly I have seen these creatures with my own 2 eyes.
And she looks at him, and then she looks back at the book, and then she looks at him. She's like, "How are you not dead yet?"
Well, and he like leans back and doesn't give you an answer, but like kind of like brushes his fingernails on his vest. He's like,
Rin looks over.
How far were your
Rin
eyes?
looks over at Makaria like he is a professional.
He might have just been really far away, she says, from behind 8.
Right.
I could squish you. I could take both hands. I could crush your head.
And he
8.
he looks up at you. He's like, oh,
Don't do that.
well, he's very friendly.
I just think about it sometimes.
So
Well-
he hands out some gold. Hands out some gold to you. He gives you
Wow, love those.
he gives you each a pouch of 10 gold.
I am sure.
Each of us get 10 gold?
Yeah.
Whoa!
Each character gets a pouch of 10 gold. So he hands it
I'm
out.
rich. I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich.
So he makes
I
his
am-
little sacks of gold and he gives them to you.
I am sure, my mechanical friend, that when we go down to the Dark District, you will have more than enough thinking about smashing heads to do. Don't worry.
Yeah.
And you see 8 with these coins. 1, 2. 'Cause they've only very recently learned to count.
Yeah.
4?
Three next. Hey, your name is a number. Keep up.
God, that would be so confusing. 1, 2, Adam, 4, 5. All right.
So, what was the name of that bar again? The place that you said that we need to go.
The Skewered Dragon.
Skewered Dragon.
Just that. It's in the dock ward, in between Net Street and Affiliate Lane. But as you say, the dock ward can be a little dangerous. So if you're going to go there during the nighttime, be careful. All the sorts of unsavory folk around. And with the violence the way it's been.
Like
mean,
I just said to 8.
With the violence the way it's been, what?
Well, just to be careful.
The
That's
people
all.
are more unsavory than they were before.
Jewel, you know some unsavory people, don't you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Mhm. Of
Anyone
course.
I know
And-
is perfectly sweet.
And I personally am well acquainted with that particular line of work as well. So let's be off before the trail gets cold on this, friend. The longer we wait, the more likely he'll disappear forever.
Oh, you want him alive.
We want one of them alive, 8. Just one.
No, I mean the friend.
Floon Blagamar.
I mean,
Brings us
presumably-
more gold.
And I look to 8 and I'm like, a meat bag with fire hair.
I can see things, I understand objects.
Yes. Well, we'll go get him.
presumably,
alive.
you just want him in whatever shape he's currently in.
And Volo says, well, I would have preferred if he was alive. I
Okay,
can't
but
in
if he's
good...
not currently alive, we can't do anything about that.
Yes, that's true. I would not hold it against you, but
Okay.
Timora forbid he's come to any harm. And you can see
I
that
know
this
people who could do something about that.
this like worries Volo. That, like he's worried his friend is in trouble or like has been hurt. Like he thinks that might be the case.
Yes. Well, as
Can
you
I-
say, tomorrow forbid.
Can I try and interpret that leap between caring about someone else's well-being with an insight check?
Yeah.
All right. We've got to try and understand these things.
Pretty
Yeah.
good.
Caring about your friends, that's what I do. My pets. Doesn't say anything, just
Yeah, just kind of like observe. Okay.
Okay, well, we should be off then, I suppose.
I assume we'll be able to find you back here at the yawning portal, Volo, when we are finished.
He says, well, I do spend most of my time here. If you come and you cannot find me, let the staff know and they will pass a message along.
Well, I would hope that if I'm passing a message along, that I'm also receiving the money that I was promised.
Don't worry, I'm a good for it.
All right.
He says
I
that
don't-
more
I don't-
more hopefully than accurately, but yeah.
I don't doubt you. And then, she gets up and straightens her cloak out and gets all set and grabs her viol case, and turns to the others and goes, "Shall we then?"
Jewel's definitely going to try and just pretend to walk away with one of the books on accident.
Even though you're already getting one.
Yeah,
Okay. I mean, yeah, make
they seem important.
a sleight of hand check. And I'll make a check for Volo to notice. How'd you do? You got 17.
17.
Pretty good. All right, Valo, you nerd. What's your perception? Yeah, Valo does not notice you stealing his book.
She's just taking it. She was reading it. It's borrowing.
Yeah. So yeah, he kind of like gives you the wave, like, okay, good luck finding my friend. Have a fun quest. And you get up and just walk away with one of his books under your arm.
2 of his books, because we got one for.
Well, Rin has one, but Jewel only stole one.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So you head out into Waterdeep, of which we have this enormous, lovely map. Look how big Waterdeep is.
Map.
He's big
It's
city.
huge.
So y'all are down
Yeah,
here.
where's the yawning portal?
That's you.
Okay.
I just pinged it. So I think actually I'll move that because you know where that is. I'll move that onto the layer you can see. Doop. There you go. So there's the yawning portal, and the dock ward is to the south.
Yeah.
So if you follow Snail Street down this way, you'll head out into the dock ward. So it's I mean, you tell me, how late are you at the yawning portal? Is this like the middle of the night, or did you get an early start?
I think it's probably just the middle of the night.
Probably fairly late. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I think we were there at the end of a day of adventuring.
Okay. Yeah.
This makes sense.
Adventuring, which is to say, like, your day drinking wore off, so you went to the yawning portal to get drunk at night.
Acquisitions of goods.
Yeah. So
I
you
feel like Jewel steals things, or if
Oh.
she doesn't succeed, like I beat people up and we take their stuff. That's adventuring. How it's been explained to me.
that sounds good. Yeah, totally.
I think a lot of it's Jewel being like, that's my stuff that they have.
Yeah, is there a scale in this map? I'm curious.
I day drink and night
That does
drink
not appear
and
to be.
I can
drink.
perform, so it's fine.
Yeah. All right. So you come out of the yawning portal. Saloon and her tears are out and beautiful in a clear early summer sky. Up the hill towards Mount Waterdeep, you can see the peaks of the castle up in the northwest. The city slopes down towards the water, and even at this distance, you can hear the sounds of the sea. And it'll guide you downhill towards the dock ward, where most drunks end up, because it's easier to walk downhill than it is to walk up. So so you just want to head out there now. Like, chances are pretty good this joint, if it's like a dive bar in the dock ward, it should still be open.
Yeah, it'll be open and probably busy.
Yeah.
Or relatively, which is the best way to catch a dock bar.
Yeah.
And also better to go when at the same time that the people would have been there, higher chance to say people might be there again, or people who were there the night before.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. All right. So you're gonna head down there. He gave you an address
Between Net Street and Fillet Row or whatever, Fillet Way.
Yeah. So as you enter the dock ward, it gets, and I guess this is a question too, now that we head out. So the city of Waterdeep is a tightly packed, large fantasy medieval city, right? This is not a village. This is not a town. This is like just building upon building. This is like London or Rome in the Middle Ages. And so, so it's just like crammed, aside from the main streets, like Snail Street, Ship Street, Fish Street, those ones. Aside from those, like, all the streets are quite tight. There are tons of little alleys. Buildings are stacked 2 or 3 on top of each other. And even at night, it's quite busy. It's quite busy in here. And as you step out onto the street, I want to know, like, who lives in Waterdeep? Is this anybody's hometown?
Yes, definitely.
I mean, is there like a temple here that I could have been living at?
There are secret or outward temples
Many
to every
temples?
deity in the Forgotten Realms here.
Okay, then yes, I've been living here forever.
And you lived at a temple?
Yeah. My
Mm.
parents are dead and everyone I know is dead.
So a temple to your god would likely just be like a basement.
A shrine in a basement.
Graveyard?
Yeah, like a secret shrine in a basement, or
I
like
have a feeling that she's not necessarily like out and out about like like she probably resides at a temple to Kellamvor, which is more like out, like fine,
Okay.
but she doesn't really worship Kellamvor.
So it would be in a adjacent to a graveyard. There would be a church there, and you live in there. Okay.
So you do like the lip service to Kellamvor, but secretly. Yeah.
Lip service to Kellamvor.
Well, many
actually, like,
I mean, honestly, many of Kellamvor's temples are converted temples
from
of
Merkel,
of
because
Merkel from
he took
way back when. And well, the funny thing is that Merkel's temples, many of them, if you keep going back, are converted temples of Nurgle. So like we have this nesting. Turns out the god of death gets exchanged every once in a while.
Exactly. So like that's why like she's probably in a temple to Kellamvor, even though she doesn't really follow him. It's still like they used to be Merkel's temples. So there's probably cool stuff that you could find if you go in basements.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Okay.
What I would say about Rin's like living in Waterdeep is that over the last 10 years, she hasn't really been around very much because of her background. She spent like 10 years in a wizard's manor, basically.
Yeah. Did this wizard live in Waterdeep?
Yeah, that was my thought. Like there's a manor somewhere that's like she counts it as home, but you know.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
It's not anymore.
Okay.
And she lived here beforehand as well, like before she was polymorphed. So she's got like some of that like not street kid, but like criminal kid probably like background.
Yeah. Okay.
Speaking of which, Adam, I don't know if this is how it works or not, but with true polymorph, do you age when you're polymorphed into something? Like when you get back, are you the same as you were? Or
magical bullshit. I don't know.
It just changes appearance a little bit, so I'm just
I think that you probably get polymorphed and you age as the thing that you are, and then you revert back, and if you like, and then it just converts back to human years. Or whatever,
that's sort of what I thought. Definitely.
Yeah.
Anyway, sidetrack.
Yeah. No, that's cool. So Makaria is probably the one leading the way then, right? Because I mean, I guess Jewel, have you lived in Waterdeep long? Are you from elsewhere? Are you visiting?
She's been here for a bit, like long enough that because Waterdeep's a big enough city, like it's got interesting and exciting things. And it's on the Sword Coast, so it was probably one of the earlier places that she came from. But she's like on the younger side and like fresh off the island and really just like needed to leave. It's probably been maybe a year, like not a massive amount of time.
Okay, cool. And then 8, how long have you been here?
Week.
Yeah, right. Like not very long at all.
No.
Okay, cool. So then Makaria, you're the one that kind of knows the city best, but Rin knows the like back alleys and the secret ways a little bit from.
I know graveyards.
Yeah, you know where they keep their dead, so that's good.
Yeah.
Every time everyone's like, where should we go? What do you guys want to do? Makaria's like, I have an idea, and then you end up at a graveyard.
I mean, my street knowledge is dated by about 10 years, but other than
I know this really rad furbolg who makes good tea.
Makaria now in my head is being played by 90s Winona Ryder.
Yes.
Like
absolutely.
Edward Scissorhands era. Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
Her character from Beetlejuice.
Yeah. Makaria is Tim Burton's Dungeons and Dragons. Okay,
that's
great.
Good.
Cool. Okay. So you end up heading down towards the dockward, and even though it's nighttime and there is like a bit of a breeze blowing up from the dockward, you can feel that like the city's starting to warm up. It's starting to heat up around here. And as you get into the dockward, you enter an area of tall, densely packed tenement buildings that leave most of the neighborhood in deep, deep shadow. So even moonlight. And even during the day, the dockward tends to be pretty dark. Most of the street lamps here have had their glass smashed and their candles stolen. And the smell of salt air and excrement lingers in the air as you pass by rows of rundown buildings.
Charming.
Yeah. And so there's lots of like glaring at you from alleyways, people who are, if it's late at night, right, you have to step over drunks. There are, it's a bad place to be.
Yes. Step over.
Just crushing them under your feet. Yeah. So you want to head straight there? And yeah, we got a little section. It's somewhere in this set of alleys down here.
Yeah, we could just go straight there.
Okay. All right. So on your way, let's see, where is Zaster? Yeah, right here. So you, as you come down on the corner of Zastro Street and Fillet Lane, which is like right there, you pass by a strange-looking shop. A peculiar window display catches your eye. The shop has a deep purple facade, and in its window hangs a stuffed beholder, like just a fully stuffed beholder with a big glass eye. Above the door hangs a sign whose elaborate letters spell out the words "Old Zoblob Shop." XO Blob Shop. So you stop at this corner and you notice that sign.
Have I seen that before? Is that new?
This place?
Yeah.
You can make a history check.
Okay. History. Void dice.
Nice. 16. Okay. Yeah, you've heard of it before. It's like a trinket shop or a magic item shop, depending on who you ask. And it's been called the Old Zoblob Shop forever because it's named after the beholder in the window, whose name was Zoblob. And there's lots of different stories about how he came to occupy this place. And weirdly, the shop is open, even though it's the middle of the night. There is light coming from inside.
And I think that Macaria does a little bit of like, oh yeah, look at this place. It's been here forever.
Jewel just like presses her face against the window.
Uh-huh.
Like, what?
Your cat nose up against the window. Yeah. So everything in the window is purple. So there's like purple pillows with purple jewelry, and there's like a glass flower made out of like purple stained glass in various colors. There's some dried lavender hanging next to the beholder.
It's not really my aesthetic, but
can we go shopping here afterwards?
Yeah, and it looks out onto a big square. It's open. Everything else around here seems closed.
Shopping.
Shopping.
Okay. Well, you can
hands
do
are on
that.
the glass, so it's like scratch.
You should wait until
Why are
it's
they
gold.
open? That's weird. Shouldn't
Why
be
are the other places not open?
fair.
Oh, I know this one. Most creatures require sleep during the night.
That's a choice.
Okay, well, not all of us are elves, so fine. Let's go to the stupid smelly bar.
Okay. Yeah.
Right,
Sure
it's
you
this way.
wouldn't- Yeah, like to Jewel.
Eyeing all the trinkets.
You sure you wouldn't rather detour? Have a look now.
No, we
Take
can.
your curiosity.
We can come. We can come back. It's fine. We can come back. We can.
It's all right.
Sure, there'll be-
Zoblob's a hack anyway.
There'll be sparkly things there. There'll be. Yeah.
Right. So everybody else is heading into the alley, and Jewel is standing out in the open talking to herself, like, we can come back.
It's just like it's as if she's slightly drooling over it. Like there's mostly just random trinkets and kind of crap in the window, but she's just so curious about it.
Excellent. Okay. So as I just noticed that your cam looks like you're already in the Zoblob shop. Everything's purple. All right. So the group of you you leave, and we linger on Jewel for a moment, being like, okay, and then like scampering after your friends into the darkness of the alley between Fillet Lane and Net Street, and we fade out there, and let's take a break. And when we get back, we will see what the Skewer Dragon has to offer. I'm sure it's going to be super fun. Stick around. We'll be right back. This stream is brought to you by Roll20, an easy-to-use virtual tabletop dedicated to making tabletop RPGs accessible to everyone. Join the adventuring party at roll20.net. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Roll20 Presents Waterdeep Dragon Heist. I'm so proud of myself. I've said that 3 times now, and I didn't say Tomb of Annihilation once. I didn't screw it up. I'm really good at this.
Yeah.
But now that you've said it, you're probably gonna say.
I know, right? Every time
just
I
shot
have
yourself in the foot
every
there.
time I have ever introduced a show, I have to like say it over and over in my head, like, okay, this is the show that this is. This is this one. This is the thing.
show.
This is what's going on. It's this
What
one,
the
not the
show
other one.
is.
All right, so we're in the dock ward. It is a late Waterdavian night in the early summer, starting to heat up a little bit, and the group of you are slipping away from the entrance of an alley between Fillet Lane and Net Street, and you slip in here. What's the alignment of Net Street? It's neutral. So you slip into this alley, and back here, it's like a combination of the back of some of these tenement buildings. You can see people's still kind of filthy laundry hanging up between the buildings. This is a great place, Jewel. You recognize right away. This would be a really great place to get mugged. Like, there's no one around to see it. The area is dampened, the sound-wise. There's almost no light, to the point where, like, who needs a light source? Who needs to be able to see? Who doesn't have dark vision? Anybody?
It's only me. Oh,
It is.
damn it.
Yeah, your sensors were not built for dark vision.
They really weren't.
So it's quite
Found a flaw.
it's quite dark back here for you. But you can still like make your way around. This area there aren't like store signs. You have to kind of know that the places are back here. But Makaria and Rin, I think you both know what to look for. You recognize the skewered dragon when you see it, because the skewered dragon looks like a ruin. Both of its front-facing windows have been smashed in, and there is a ship's anchor lodged in the roof. Like it fell from the sky and landed on the building. So there's an anchor just sticking up out of the roof. The roof is caved in with like debris sticking up all out of it. Both of the front windows are smashed. You can see through the holes in the window a group of haggard patrons drinking from huge tankards in a dim, kind of like greasy, smoke-filled interior.
Was it like this the last time I saw it?
Have you been here before?
I mean, I've probably been around.
I mean, this is like a really crappy bar for thugs
Yeah.
and sailors.
Has anyone ever died here?
People die all over the place. At this
Then
point,
I might have been here.
At this point, Waterdeep is so. Oh, so did you like collect corpses from here once? Is that why you've been
Maybe,
here?
yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, totally, yeah.
Like-
So some months ago, there was like a bar fight here that resulted in a couple of dead people because these guys don't have a giant well to throw them into the Underdark. So you and some other Kelmvorites had to come and like clean up the dead bodies.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So
you've definitely
was it
been
like
here.
this?
You've been here with your corpse wagon. Yeah. It's had an anchor lodged in the roof for as long as you know. Maybe one of the windows wasn't broken last time you saw it.
That's been there before. That's been there. That's not why the guy is missing.
Like, I know when you said corpse wagon, you meant like a thing to carry corpses
Yeah.
in, but I just imagine like it's a wagging corpse.
Oh yeah, you brought your
Wait,
corpse, comma, wagon.
So
No,
I
yeah.
think-
Yeah.
I think basically my move here is just to like walk in.
Yeah.
And sort of like see if there's anybody sort of behind the bar or somebody who might be like the person to talk to rather than just like addressing random people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Someone who
so you
might
just
have
wanna-
might have seen something.
Walk in. Okay. All right.
just
Yeah.
walk in.
This is a bar of dubious nature.
I'm
It's
probably dressed a lot better than anyone should be when they enter this bar.
Yeah. Now in the dock ward, you're used to seeing bars that are a pretty good mix of people, right? You'll see like Kalashite sailors drinking alongside Waterdavian traders. You'll see lots and lots of dock workers, like stevedores, drinking in the bars along Wharf Street. And there's a variety to those people. Not so much here. Here, everyone seems to be more or less the same ethnicity and dressed similarly. And none of these guys have like the clothes of like a laborer. They don't have the kind of billowy shirts of a dock worker that needs to, be able to breathe. These guys look like criminals. They all have like neck tattoos and hand tattoos and piercings, and they listen to rock music and worship the devil. But they just look like a bunch of tough individuals. This would be the part where the soundtrack takes a turn into a minor key. They all kind of like, if they're not already passed out at the table, they look up kind of like, who are these strangers? And yeah, they all have the look, and they remind you, and I'll let you guys decide who it is that this occurs to, but they remind you of the guy with the eyeball tattoos all over him that was picking a fight with Yagra. They have the same kind of like Russian prison breakout guy thing going on.
Rin was the one taking notes, so.
Oh yeah, totally right.
Yeah,
yes.
that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I try and ignore the like attention that we get when we enter.
And it's not like they look up and stare, but like they all notice you come in and they're like, oh, these are
we're sort of out of place. And I walk up to the person at the bar.
Okay.
And I ask, we're looking for someone, and we think maybe you might be able to help us.
So she gives you a look up and down. She's the barkeep here she's older. She's like in her early 40s, so older than, well, I don't know, how old are you? You're a half elf, and there's this complicated thing in the middle that may have confused your age.
29 basically,
right,
if we count all the years.
Yeah, okay, so she's definitely like on her way out for a medieval peasant who's lived hard. She has gray hair that's pulled up into a bun, a wrinkled face, like liver spots, but also like fading tattoos, same thing, like on her neck. And she has the word kill written on one hand. She's missing a finger, and she has like a scar, like a deep scar on her arm.
Which are the fingers? The eye?
This one, that one. No, it's on her other hand.
Oh.
And of course, because she's a fantasy barkeep, as you walk up, she's polishing a glass, which she like spits into and continues to polish as you walk up. And as you
any good improv scene.
Yeah, and as you walk up to her, so she looks at you and you say like, "We're looking for someone."
Mm-hmm.
Macaria from behind Rin waves.
She scowls with yellow teeth and says, well, you'd best look elsewhere. Not gonna find any friends here.
Not so much a friend. Someone who owes me. Bloon Blagmar. Does his name mean anything to you? I think Volo and he were here some days ago.
So she scoffs when you say Floon Blagmar. And then you mention...
It's a real name.
And somebody at a table nearby says, well, you looking for me? So you say that, and then you're like, I'm looking for, and Volo, and then she spits, but this time it's not a cleaning spit, it's an angry spit on the floor spit, which she will later have to clean up, I guess. But so she spits on the floor and she's like, get him. That scum. And that's saying a lot, considering my clientele. You here to pay his tab?
Like I said, he owes me.
How much is his tab?
She looks at you, looks you up and down, and you can see anybody with any reasonable amount of insight, so not 8, you can tell like she's gauging you to be like, how much money are they gonna give me if I just make up a number?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna make an insight check for her, and we'll say we'll make a guess. Yeah. She's a bartender. She's got +1. Let's see how she does. Like middling. So she says, well, I'd have to check my book, but somewhere in the range of 50 gold ought to pay him off.
Oh, he probably won't be able to pay us. Like I look at the rest of the group, like if he owes this lady 50 gold.
And she's like,
and I look at you in the most like, please just follow along with what I'm doing. Look, I can give you like the flat, straight look, and I go, yes, but if we find his friend, then perhaps we can make him pay us.
So you're what, debt collectors?
No, sometimes.
And she shakes her head and she says, well, Until somebody pays for his debt, I got nothing to say about old Volo.
But what if we found him for you?
She somebody sneezes
Bless
in the
you.
bar.
Sorry.
Yeah, you look over and Floon is like, excuse me, sorry. Oh God. Yeah, she says, what, find Volo, make him pay. Fine. Sure, once I've got gold in my hand.
Is there like anyone in this bar? Is anyone like playing card games? Like anyone counting their money? Like any coin that might be currently visible to
Yeah, totally. There's a table of people, and you see they've actually just finished a game of Three Dragon Ante. There's a group of these kind of criminal looking guys. One of them is like younger than the rest, and he's wearing like a ridiculously like lavish coat. And you see him, he's just lost a game of cards. He throws the cards on the table, and he gets up, and he's like, well, forget you anyway, and like throws the coins at them and storms out the back door. And they're all looking at each other and laughing and like counting their coins.
Cool. She's gonna note that, and if they need coins, she's gonna go over there and casually pilfer some if she can. But otherwise,
Just
she's
steal them off the table.
Yeah,
I mean, sure, it's D&D.
but if not, she's letting Rin take the lead.
Okay.
I think if the lady's like, I'm not going to say anything until his tab is paid, Macaria like turns to the rest of the tavern and like stands up on the nearest empty chair and
Okay.
is like, have any of you seen a rather handsome redhead wearing, well, expensive clothes?
There's
He would have
some
been here 2 days ago.
there's some grumbles of like dissent and like people are like, oh, shut up, like loud person, leave me alone. Like I'm already getting hungover. Nobody seems ready to like jump up and be like, oh, I saw somebody. This is a crowd you're gonna need to incentivize.
She holds up a gold coin.
Just one.
Well, I mean, you can't hold up that many coins. Like, it's
That's
just
true.
like,
Yeah, that's true. So you just like
Anybody?
hold it up and like jingle it.
I guess, yeah, she holds up her bag.
Because that's what you
then.
got, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think most people just like, they just like turn away from you and ignore you. But you catch the eye of a one of the gamblers. He's just finished gambling, and he's like, telling his friends like, yeah, have a good night. But he catches your eye like, come over and talk to me. And he kind of like goes past you, and he walks up to the bar, and with some of his new money, he orders a drink, and the bartender walks over.
Okay, well, then I like hop off the chair and like look at Rin. I'm like, and then go over to the bar
Okay.
to that guy.
All right. Yeah. So you walk over to him, and
I'll walk over with you just to supervise.
Yeah, and so he says to you, he's like, "You're looking for a friend."
He's not my friend.
It doesn't matter to me. This man, this red-haired man, you say, dressed nicely.
Yes.
I have seen him with the Gedarm. This man talks so much.
We know
Drinks. Yes. I saw him. And he puts his hand out like, give me the gold.
Yeah. She looks over to Rin or like to Jewel, and she's like, how much is a good bribe? I don't.
You only showed a gold. Just give him the gold.
Oh, she puts one gold on his like.
Yeah, he takes it and he like bites it, and like looks at the dent and tucks it in his pocket, and he says, "Your friend, you think he's probably dead."
That's fine. We just need to find him.
He like looks at you like, "Oh, okay." Well, probably check the docks then, or maybe one of the sewers. Plenty of places to dump corpses around here.
There are lots of docks and lots of sewers. Could you be more specific?
Here's the real question: Why do you suspect that he might be dead?
He like peers past Macaria. Oh, well, him and the Gedarm were here drinking some nights ago. And then the get arm left. And too drunk, I think. Lucky he was not robbed, but we know him around here. Best not to interfere with men with powerful friends. But not so much this, what did you call him? Floon?
It's a name.
He stayed. 2, 3 more drinks, I think. And then, my memory, foggy. I can't remember the rest.
Where did he put the gold coin that he...
He put it in his, like, breast pocket. He's wearing a little,
okay.
like, waistcoat.
Does he have, like, any other pockets?
He's got his coin purse in his
Okay.
hands because he
bad.
paid for a drink, so he's, like, holding it. Yeah.
Because she would really have liked to have taken the same one and then just done a pass around.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
could
Give
try.
him. You're gonna give him the old Elder Scrolls. Here, let me pay you to
not
teach me how to pick pockets. I stole your money. Here, pay me to teach. Yeah.
So I think that can I like insight check to know if I know that he's asking for more of a bribe?
I don't think you need to make an insight check for that. It seems clear to me.
Yeah. And so I look over to Rin. I'm like,
I take out 2 gold coins from a pouch on my belt, and I like proffer them to him.
Mhm.
put it lower on the screen.
No, it's not for them. It's for me.
Oh.
So, also stop watching the thing. You're gonna see secrets. Fuck off.
I'm not
So-
reading it.
No, stop it. So, yeah, you take out 2 coins and you hold it out, and he looks and he takes them and he says, "Oh, funny. I think my memory is coming back." He tucks
What a
them in with a
surprise.
clink into his pocket. He says, gold. It's magical. I think your friend, this Floon, was waiting for someone. Another man, also tall, red hair. 2 of them look sort of similar now that I think about it.
Related, do you think?
No. This other man I know. Most of us do. You know, Never Ember. This name? You have heard it?
Never Ember?
So Rin and Makaria definitely. Jewel maybe. Never Ember is the last name of the previous open lord of Waterdeep. So Waterdeep is ruled by a council of secret rulers, and there's always one that's like unmasked.
Yeah.
That guy, his name was Dagult Never Ember.
Oh, okay.
But he doesn't look like that. He has a kid, however, who, now that you think about it, may match the description. So he says, you know this name?
Yes.
Never Ember?
Of course.
This man, your Floon, comes to meet Rainier, Never Ember. Chip off the old block, that one. Pompous noble, spoiled and rich. Come down here to the dock ward, slumming it. Ugh.
I hate people that just ride the coattails of their parents.
Yeah, fair. And
She doesn't like it.
when you say that, Jewel, he looks at you and he says, "Oh, don't worry. Those 2 got theirs. They drank a bit, played some cards, and then left. 5 men followed them out. I haven't seen either of them since." And he grins this wicked, like, fuck them. They got theirs.
Any of those men here tonight?
He looks around. No. No one regular here.
Were those men regulars?
He says, 1 or 2 dangerous men. More so than us, even. And he kind of grins like, yeah, I'm a tough guy. I'm a tough sailor badass. He says, special clientele. Maybe.
What kind of special?
Maybe and he shrugs, maybe I search my memory a little harder. I can remember a face, a name.
You know, you could just say straight out how much money you want.
He's
I'm like,
he scowls at you like, that's not how this works.
take out another single gold coin.
and reluctantly press it into his hand.
Yeah, and he takes it, and he says, "Thank you. Timora loves a generous soul."
Yes. Praise Tamora.
So,
I pout a little bit.
these men, they have headquarters,
Oh, really?
Candle Lane, warehouse. Look for sign of the snake.
On Candle Lane, you say. Warehouse. All right. Well, that's something to go on.
Yeah, and he says, "Good luck finding your friend Floon. I think if these men go looking for him, he hasn't got long."
I mean, we did clarify that if we bring him back dead, it's also okay. As long as he was dead to start with.
Just go back and dump his corpse on the floor. Follow your friend. We found him.
Found him.
Hey, she asked.
All right, well, thank you. And then she takes, like, he just bought a drink.
Yeah.
Is it still like on the bar?
I mean, yeah, he doesn't have it in his hands, but
She takes it and drinks it and then turns out.
okay. So you just drink it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, do you all follow Makaria out of the?
Yeah, I leave as soon as
Yeah.
as soon as we've got the information we need.
Okay. All right. So you step
we
back.
paid him for way more than one drink. Okay.
You step back out. Oh yeah, he's gonna be drinking for a week on that money.
Yeah.
So you step back out into the crowded alley of Net Street and Phillip Lane. The stink of actually, I think you walk out and someone is just peeing on the door of the bar when you open it, and so he like stumbles back drunkenly and then just tips over and falls into a pile of garbage and just like lying there, and there's like a puddle of urine on the floor.
Rin is not happy about these particular situations.
Yeah, if there's flies buzzing around the pile of garbage he fell in.
In fact, she doesn't even, when she gets to the door, like right after Makaria, she doesn't touch the door. She uses Mage Hand to open the door.
Okay.
Or like hold it open.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Jewel, were you wanting to stop by the purple store on our way back? It's on the way.
Oh, if it's on the on the way.
Stop by the purple store, pick up some purple. Excuse me, I'll have 3 purples.
We say that there is actually a store called the Purple Store in Seattle, or there was at one point.
Yeah.
It only sold purple things. So
You could buy lavender. You could buy aubergines. Good.
if it's on the way, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, we follow you out of the. I mentioned Rin. You're in a hurry to get out of this cesspool of an alley.
Yeah,
right?
and
now that you're out here, you're like realizing, because like the streets are all canted in like slightly. You're realizing that the fluid in the street, like it hasn't rained in a while, so there's no way that that's like water. And so you're just like gonna like step over the overflowing sewer that is
anyone
the
like very very close to her can hear her being like, I have to scrub my boots. Like
fine. You're just
muttering about like gross conditions, lifting her cloak slightly so it's not on the ground.
Yeah, totally.
I should tell you about the 4th Battle of Hightower. Literally wading through blood. It was hilarious.
Yeah, there's no corpses around here at all. I mean, there's some passed out people who will probably be corpses in an hour or so, but.
So, are we headed back towards?
Do you want to go back to the old Zoblob?
Yeah, because like Zastra Street is like you could go all the way up to Candle Lane.
Yeah.
It's on the way. It's totally on the way.
It's on the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's on the way.
All right. So you step out of the alley. And yeah, if somebody wants to make a note, like you guys can draw on the map if you want to make a note down here where that box is of like what that box is for, so that later we don't get confused about what's where. Feel free to mark those on the map, and I can add them to the map later. So you step out into this little intersection.
The skewered dragon?
Yeah, Skewered Dragon was down here. And yeah, right across from the opening, you see that same strange purple shop. What do you want to do? You want to head inside?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Okay, all right. So as you open the door to the shop, you notice a cloud of lavender scented purple smoke billows out of the shop's door when you go inside. Every wall is painted purple, and every dusty knickknack on the shelves is dyed a deep violet. Sitting cross-legged on the counter, you see a hairless old gnome. So he's just sitting on the counter. He's wearing plum-colored robes, and on his face, he has painted 9 purple eyes, just like around his face in a circle. He's got a pipe in one hand, and the bowl of the pipe is like as big as his fist. And he's just hanging out, just vaping it up when you walk in. And he takes a deep like pull on the pipe and exhales a cloud of lavender smoke out of both nostrils and raises a hand. Hail and well met. Come, browse the shelves
What's
of
that?
the most curiosity shop in the world.
Macaria points to the bowl of his pipe and asks, like, what's that?
He blows out a big cloud and he says, essence of violet and lavender, my girl. Aisle 3.
Could I
Why?
try some?
And he squints at you and he says, I don't think I've seen you before.
I haven't been in here before.
Ah, new customers. Very good. The first try is always free. And he like holds the pipe out to you.
Yeah, and she takes it
Okay.
and tries whatever it is.
You're like just like clamping your teeth and take a huff. Okay, make a Constitution save.
Cool. My void dice are my favorite. 11.
An 11. Okay, all right. So you failed the Constitution save. So for the rest of the scene, let's find a good condition because there's no condition that's high AF. Poisoned, maybe. It goes right to your head.
Cool.
Let's see. What does poison do to you? Yeah, disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks. Yeah, you're poisoned until
Okay.
you have a chance to clear your head.
Whew.
And yeah, you
She like blows out the purple smoke
And
and
it-
it's like
and it like
cough
yeah, it sparkles.
of it.
Yeah, it sparkles in a deep like you can't even see through the cloud and just and he laughs and he nods like it's good, isn't it? And yeah, and now everything is kind of like moving. And you can, like, when you move the beholder, the stuffed beholder, his eye stalks, like, follow you and you walk around.
It occurs to me that it occurs to me that out of game. It occurs to me that this store is on the way between the bar and Candle Lane.
That's
and
right.
it's open late. So I'm gonna I'm wondering, good sir, if you are familiar with Floon Blackmar.
I know a floon or two, but no Blagmar, I don't think.
Well, have you recently seen Reynold Neverember? Was it?
The Never Ember boy. No, haven't seen him either.
I just think they may have passed through your, or not, past your establishment.
Well, you know what they say. I've always got eyes on the street. And he points at the beholder. Macaria is just like giggling to herself. Jewel, are you like casing the joint?
I'm following Jewel
Oh, yeah.
around and like I'm like petting the back of her head.
Good kitty.
Yeah, good kitty.
So
Jules weirded out by this because I don't think Macaria ever does that.
no.
No, this isn't
No.
normal.
She doesn't know what to do with someone petting her head. So she just focuses like, yeah, what is there? She wants
Yeah, so it is.
anything that might
It's,
catch her eye.
yeah, it's a curio shop. There is all kinds of miscellanea, but nothing of any like nothing of any seeming value. Let me check.
Anything of like, I mean, value to her is not related to how much
Yeah,
money.
I mean value to like a normal person. Roll a d100. I'll tell you an object that catches your eye. 26. Okay, cool. So you see on a counter, it's a bag, but it's unstrung and it's open, and there are teeth, all dyed purple, about 50 of them, just like laid out from largest to smallest. One of the teeth is all like rotten. I was gonna say in black, but it's painted purple.
Like when you see this bag, Makaria starts like chomping.
I have teeth. Okay. Yeah. 8, what are you doing in this weird shop?
Standing by the entrance, just thoroughly perplexed, speaks out into the room, presumably to the proprietor. Probably a question along the line of, why are you the way you are with this?
And he leans over and he kind of sees you for the first time. And he says, "Did anybody else hear that?"
Yes, he's capable of speech.
The Tin Man talked. And he like,
Oh my god.
I look over at 8, like over my shoulder. I look over at 8 and I go, I imagine healthy doses of things that are unhealthy for him is why he's like this.
I mean, we're all gonna die. So why the fuck not?
I mean, speak for yourself.
heavy.
So you haven't seen either Floon Blackmar or Reynad Neverember?
Maybe. What do these gentlemen look like?
3 days. Orange hair, very bright and dressed very well.
Ah, I thought they were twins, or that I was hallucinating. Yeah, a few nights ago, the two of them jumped outside by some men in black, beaten within an inch of their lives and dragged away. It was hilarious.
She like turns from the teeth. They were together? I thought they left separately.
No, they left together, didn't they?
Volo left separately, but then
Oh, you're right. Those two.
Neverember and
The twins.
Oh,
Those humans look the same.
all right.
they have different.
Well, that's about as much as I'm going to learn. Anything interesting here?
Are you still petting her?
Yes. You're very soft.
Thank you.
I think it might do Makaria good to get out of the smoke.
Hmm? What's your favorite thing here in the store other than the smoke?
And he takes like a deep draw on the pipe and he leans in close to you and exhales. And in a circle, all of his little eyes blink. Only for Makaria, of course. He leans in and he says, "Why, my favorite thing in the shop is you, my dear." And so the two of them are just like staring at each other. This like gnome on the counter.
Can I just very, very much a thing she doesn't do very often, but like reaches out a hand and grabs your wrist and like pulls you towards the door.
Uh-huh.
Bye.
Yeah. So you head out, and as you're leaving, the gnome on the counter, he says to you, "Wait, I've remembered something.
Oh,
A tattoo. The men who jumped your friend and beat him. They all had tattoos, but one of them I recognize from somewhere. A snake with wings. I hope that's helpful."
I'm sure it will be.
What's a snake?
It's like what a spine looks like when you take it out, but with a face on it.
It's horrifying.
Solid description of a snake.
Yeah, it's like a human spine wrapped in skin with a face on the end.
Yeah, 8 nods understandingly at this
Mhm.
reference.
All right. Well, we may as well continue. Are you all right, Macaria?
So if you get outside, Macaria, the cool, if somewhat filthy air of the dock ward sort of shocks you back out of your purple haze, and you slowly kind of like recover. Everybody take inspiration. I was gonna give it out earlier, but I forgot.
Yay.
Everybody has inspiration, and yeah, you come out and now you can breathe, and you kind of wish you couldn't. It smelled a lot nicer in there. Jewel, did you steal anything while you were in there?
I mean, she certainly would have tried to take the weird bag of teeth because why not? That
Yeah, you
looked
want
cool.
a bag of purple teeth?
She doesn't not want it.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you make a sleight of hand roll with advantage.
Okay. Because he was high.
Yeah, and distracted. I mean, it doesn't matter. You're
22.
awesome. Yeah. Okay. So you can write down bag of purple teeth in your inventory.
I don't know what this is.
1, 2, 3. Just click, click, click.
Oh. That smells bad.
Mm-hmm.
If you just
I
stopped
agree.
breathing, then it probably wouldn't have affected you.
Bakaria very pointedly like stops breathing.
Makara, you like teeth, right?
Sure.
Here you go. It just gives her one of the teeth.
Huh.
It made me think of you. It's like something from a dead body.
It is. I mean, it could be from a live body too. Teeth coming out doesn't kill you.
Oh, that's right.
Thanks.
You're welcome. I thought you'd like it. Anyone else want one? It's just like,
Look, it's like you're offering them candy. Like you sit down in the movie theater and you're like, anybody want a tooth? Tooth? Anybody?
No.
I think
Let's move on.
she's a little bit like a cat where they bring you dead things. Like she will bring you things that are not things you would want, maybe.
I think that
I think it's
there
great.
are probably many ways in which Jewel is like a cat.
Oh yeah.
Like all the fur and the basic shape and yeah.
Jewel,
Yeah.
did you didn't pay for those, did you?
No, he was
You can
busy.
get teeth everywhere.
To interrupt him.
Oh.
It's fine. When I go back to get some more of that purple smoke stuff, I'll pay for the teeth.
All right.
All right. So you want to
Anyone
head
else?
head up Zastrow Street?
Yes.
All right.
They were mugged outside this store. That's so
Supposedly, yes, they were jumped here. Yeah.
Are we not forgetting to look around for signs of violence?
It was days ago. There's pee everywhere.
I am not sure that makes any difference.
Feel free to take a look if it makes you feel better, Bray. 8.
I was hoping someone else would.
Nope,
I mean,
it's your plan.
yeah.
You got to roll. Make an investigation check if you want to look around here. Somebody else can help you, but
What are you doing? Just bag full of teeth.
Investigation.
Did you literally just say investigation check?
I feel like if anybody's gonna get away with that, it's 8. I am making an investigation check.
Yes.
Here, do you want some help?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so you make this.
I'll hold the teeth.
Sure.
You make this check with advantage, which is great. It's very useful. Okay. Yeah, I mean this intersection isn't one of the main streets, but it's also not an alley, right? Like it's Zastrow and Fillet Lane, which is like small, and it leads out to the Way of the Dragon, so there's lots of traffic. I think that a lot of this area, it's like muddy. There's like a layer of mud and dirt on top of like a stone street. And the mud is pretty torn up by horse hooves and by wagon tracks during the day. So there aren't any footprints that you can find anywhere. There are no discarded weapons. If there's a sign of a fight, it isn't one that left like a mark. There's no like arrows sticking out of the wall or like, you know, bullet hole type activity. There's not much to CSI. Aside from the word of the shopkeeper, yeah, there's no evidence that there was a struggle here, or there's been a bunch, but they're all kind of overlapped. Like, it's hard to say.
I didn't think there was anything here. Now, let's carry on. Oh, are any of you feeling tired?
No.
Not currently. I'd like to get the task done before we.
I like nighttime.
Fine.
Very good. Okay. All right. So you head north along Zastro. Okay, cool. So you begin your trek back uphill towards the trades ward, still technically in the dock ward as you follow Zastro Street. And this area is a mix of tenement buildings and storage warehouses. Whatever you would call like an office of somebody who like a trade goods like office, you know, like if your job was to have an office with a bunch of paperwork where you keep track of who is sending what where. I'm sure there's a name for that job, but that's, yeah, a couple of those, and then warehouses. But it's grungy. This is still a pretty bad neighborhood, even heading further north. And as you get to the corner of Zastro and Trollcook up here, you see there has been some kind of scuffle. You see that the street ahead of you is actually cordoned off by the City Watch. So you see a couple of members of the Waterdeep City Watch standing on Zastro Street, like talking and like keeping a crowd, like not a big crowd, but keeping people back because it's still like quite late at night. They have a couple of people holding lanterns on poles to like light the area, and they've blocked off Zastro from traffic going north.
Do you want me to see what's up?
Either that or I'll talk to them.
We could do both.
Do they have the authority to close this street? Should we
The
just
City
go
Watch?
through?
Yes.
They're the City Watch.
They are the authority.
Oh, you just got here. Right.
Yes. No.
Those are the people
Okay.
that give or withdraw permission for that sanctioned violence you were talking about.
Interesting choice.
I'll look over at Jewel.
Hmm.
Take a look quietly. I'll ask.
Okay. Jules going to like try and slip past wherever they're blocking off the street and see what's behind their blockade.
Okay. Yeah, make a stealth check.
18.
Nice. Okay, I'll see if they notice you. Perception +2.
She'll throw some teeth to distract them.
Oh, what's up?
Oh,
The city guard are good at guarding. So as you approach, one of the blades, that's what they're called, blades or patrolmen, a patrol person, she steps forward. She's got her helmet on, like they're in full gear. She steps out with her helmet on. She puts her hand up. She's like, "Oi, hold on," and like puts her hand out so you can't sneak by.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that I live over there.
Right. Well, you'll have to wait then. This whole area is closed off.
Oh, what happened?
I think this is probably where I'm like approaching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see like the fear begin to develop in Jules' eyes, like I'm talking to someone.
Your hackles going up. So
And I
Jewel,
walk up
you
trying
can
to look
see
all official.
you can kind of see past them as Rin is approaching. You can see past them. Lying on the cobblestones behind the guard are a half dozen corpses. Seemingly victims of some terrible skirmish. The officers have disarmed and arrested 3 blood-drenched humans, and their corporal is in the middle of questioning one of them and talking to witnesses. And then
Rin.
the officer in front of you is like, "Hold on, like, where are you going?" And then Rin, you walk up.
Rin. I'm a priest of Kelmvor, and we're here for the corpses.
I'm with them.
Okay, you're lying. You're totally lying.
I am
So,
lying.
on like multiple levels. So go ahead and make that deception check. I will pop out the guard character sheet again.
21.
Damn. So deceptive. Look, there they are. I love her cool helmet. Look at her helmet. Get out of here. All right. So she has an insight of probably not very much.
Naja, I'm a priest of Celebrimbor.
Nice. Yeah. Okay. So she looks at you and she looks at your friends, and she's like,
We've been very busy. Had to recruit some non-priests.
well, where's your wagon? We've got 6 bodies.
He's our wagon.
Yeah, I think Jewel also points at the very large warforge.
What? And she looks and she's like, what in the name of the gods is that?
I have experience dealing with bodies.
Mistra's eyes. I've never seen anything like that before. Well, all right. And she gestures and she's like out of the way to like the other guards, and she walks over to the corporal, and she says, Corporal, these ones are here to move the corpses. And the corporal, he says, well, we didn't call for a priest. And he
you
looks
see,
at you.
the gods know these things.
Right. Well, fine. Just make it quick. We don't. Those ones are all yours. And he points at like the bodies in the street with the blood around them. These three are mine.
Sure.
And he turns back to them, and one of them like gives him a look, and he backhands the guy. And he like the dude staggers, and his nose is bloody, and he looks up at you like that's your fault. Like fuck you. You just made this worse.
I am like 100% not going to touch any of the corpses, so I'm trying to talk to the watchman.
Yeah. There's like a little trickle of blood you have to step over.
Yeah, step over and then address the guy who just like backhanded
the corporal.
Yeah, the corporal.
Yeah, so he backhanded this guy. The guy fell backwards. One of the other guards behind him like pushed him up again, and the corporal looks down at him and he says, he's like, he starts questioning me again. He's like, right, I'm gonna ask you one more time, and then you step up, and he stops, and he's like,
Corporal, if I might have just a moment of your time.
Right, who are you?
My name is Rin Stillwater, and I'm working with Volotham Gedarm, looking for a friend of his that was around here.
He gives you a look like, bullshit you are. Because to him, like, you don't have to lie or anything, like, but to him, this is like someone coming up and being like, my name is Rin Stillwater. I'm here on behalf of Elvis Presley.
I mean, I'll roll persuasion if I have to, but
yeah, you're pretty persuasive. Let's do it. Let's see if you, because you want to ask him about stuff.
Yeah. And I'm trying to present myself like as like respectful of his authority as possible.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Let me see.
Do any of the corpses have red hair?
No.
Okay.
12?
I'm gonna give him a wisdom saving throw.
Sure.
Oh yeah, he's not having any of it. So he says to you, like I told your friend, the corpses are all yours, and I don't care if you're here on behalf of Kelvin fucking Blackstaff. I've got some prisoners to interrogate. Now you lot, and he like turns his shoulder to you to face the guard or the guy that he's got captured. So Makaria, 8, and Jewel, what are you doing while Rain is getting the cold shoulder from this corporal?
I would like to, and like maybe myself and Jewel are like, I don't know if you want to handle the bodies or not. It's not.
Jewel doesn't care.
Okay, so but like I'm looking at the bodies while we like hand them over, like both of us to.
What's your carrying capacity, 8?
600 pounds.
600 pounds.
Okay, so you definitely cannot carry all 6 of these corpses because they
Probably.
On average, let's say they're 150 pounds. So that's like 900 pounds of person.
Yeah.
So much meat.
Some of them. I don't know. It's fine. But like we're basically using it as an excuse to take a look at them and see like if we can find out how this happened, and just checking to see if any of them are the redheaded guy, which they aren't, obviously.
I think also Jewel would be looking at like, do they have snake tattoos, or like do they have any relation to the people that we have heard about, and if so, and then secondary, do they have anything exciting on them?
So there are 6 corpses. 4 of them are non-humans. There is a dusky skin, like a grayish skinned half elf. There are 2 half orcs, and one of them is a dwarf. And those ones are all wearing, they're all wearing like dark cloaks. Everyone here was armed at one point, but there's a pile of weapons that have been stripped from them. So these are all wearing like dark cloaks. And then 2 of the bodies are human, and they both have, in some degree or another, if you examine them at a glance, a visible winged snake tattoo. Yes.
We load 8 up specifically with those 2 corpses.
Okay, so you start with those 2.
Yeah.
Okay, and just leave the non-human ones.
I mean, he can't carry all of them. They can't carry all of them, so we'll have to come back.
Well,
The
if they
3
could, it would just be slower, right?
Oh yeah, they'd be encumbered after 600, or is that like your weight limit?
I don't remember exactly how it works.
You had a question, Jewel?
Do the 3 humans the officer is interrogating also have any visible snake?
All 3 of them
snake
have
tattoo?
winged snake tattoos. Yep. Yeah, one of them has it like a snake head on the back of his hand that curls up his arm.
I have
another one. You can see like a bat wing and like the edge of a scaled body on the side of her neck. And then the third one, it's just like right on his face. It's like a snake with its mouth open, like biting his eye, like coiling down onto his chest.
So badass. So badass.
Yeah, they're all badasses with like cool face tattoos.
Jewel probably pointed out to Rin and be like,
Rin is already like describing them in that book that she's been writing in before. She's already got it open and like she's looking at them and like writing down what they look like and where the tattoos are and what race they are, so forth.
I think this group has some beef with non-human meat.
Can I just like real quick before we like leave, ask the captain of the guard or what have you, and be like, for our records, what should I say is cause of death? There seems to be a lot of
the corporal he looks at you and he's like, what? Stabbing? And he gestures to the point of like the pile of swords.
Well, yes, but there's lots of different types of stabbing. Was this murder? Was it a bar brawl? Was it a
and he says that's what we're trying to ascertain. You worry about the corpses. And he looks at the 3 and he's like, all right, I'm done with interrogating these 3 outside. Get them up. And the other guards like pick them up roughly and they're going to like take them away. But he doesn't know either. He's just like they came here and there was a big fight. They interrupted these guys trying to get away.
Right.
But yeah.
Is there anyone else I can try and talk to other than the corporal?
No, because now that the corporal's giving you the cold shoulder, the other guards are like off.
I was going to try something completely different.
Yeah, like you can't talk to the guards, but there's like a crowd, right?
Oh, I guess.
Like a little crowd, yeah.
Okay. I guess I'll go up to one of the like bystanders.
Okay.
And ask, do you have any idea what happened here?
Yeah, there's a youngish like man. He's a little drunk. Like he looks he's coming home from the dock ward. And he says, it's horrible. There's a big fight in the middle of the street. I ain't never seen a man stabbed before. There's blood everywhere. It's terrible. There's yelling and stabbing. And it's not like in the plays with the sword fighting. If you've ever been stabbed before, it's horrible.
Yes,
Yeah, it's not
fun. What I'm wondering is if you saw any others than the ones in the street.
Those guys in the black stuff fought those guys in the black stuff when they all had knives. And then some of them are dead. And I just was trying to go home. Can I leave now?
You've been a great help. Thank you.
He nods. He says, "This is my civic duty as a Waterdavian.
Yes,
I
I'll
will
see that
never
you're commended. I'll see that you're commended personally.
My name is Floon. Tell everybody I was very brave. And I am going home and I am never coming back to the dock ward again because this is very bad down here. There's a problem in this part of the city. A crime problem. I don't feel good. And he just like stumbles off sideways down an alley.
And vomits.
Yeah, probably. You hear him barfing some way around the corner.
Well, these are obviously related to the people that we are going to see, what with the tattoos and all. So perhaps we should kindly return to them their deceased. And I don't know.
Yes, the matter is getting more complicated.
So do you want me to carry all of these bodies? I can carry all of these bodies.
Well,
Yeah,
okay,
do you
so
look at the
technically, so here's the thing. Technically, yes, you can lift that much weight, but 6 human corpses isn't something you can
It's a
just pick
lot.
up with a handle, right? Like they're all floppy and heavy and like they're not easy to if you had a big bag to put them all in, or
Just the 2 with the snakes on them. 1 under each arm.
So what is
If
your
I
plan to
had-
like go to this warehouse and just like throw them through the window or something? Like
I have no idea. I've
I
been
don't know.
told to carry
It's
corpses.
leverage.
you have the dead bodies of your friends.
Do not.
Yes. Do you want some more of them? Because we could make more.
What is
If-
more?
If I'd bought that ladder, I could have held the ladder.
Listen, the corpses are not going to do you any good unless. All right. So, yes, 8, if you would like to just throw 2 bodies over your shoulders and walk
Yes.
with them, you can. Down the street.
Yeah. Sure, that's what I've been told to do.
All right. That's fine.
Oh.
Okay. All right. So, you want to head up to Candle Lane?
Yes,
think
we shall
so.
return to them if they're dead.
Excellent. Okay.
Very
All right.
kind of us, I
So
think.
corpses in tow. You walk off with the guards being like, "Hey, you forgot some. There's still."
We'll come back.
And then you head off. Okay, cool. All right. Well, let's take our last break here then, and we'll investigate Candle Lane when we get back. Corpses or no corpses, we'll see. We'll see if you can accumulate more.
Sounds good.
All right, stick around. We'll be right back. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the conclusion of today's episode of Roll20%, Waterdeep Dragon Heist. So speaking of Waterdeep, speaking of the City of Splendors, it's very splendid. Actually, you're in the worst part, so it's not that splendid at all. You are headed away from the dock ward, the stinky hole that is the skewered dragon, and you've brought some of the local color with you. The local color is black and covered in blood. So 8, you have these two corpses that you've strung along and you're bringing with you, and you're headed to Candle Lane. Now, Candle Lane is named such because just outside the entrance to the street, there is a single lamp. So around here, all of the street lamps have been smashed. Free candles are hard to come by, so people have been smashing them and taking the candles. But here, there is a single light piercing the darkness, a faint flickering coming from down the lane, as if from a distant candle. Otherwise, gloom envelops a narrow alley, dark as a dungeon, and as odorous as one, too.
Huh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
We're
So-
looking for the sign of the snake.
Well, keep your good at seeing in the dark eyes out.
Yeah, it's gloomy and dim in there for anyone who doesn't have dark vision.
Let's see what we find.
Should we?
Are we taking the bodies with us?
I mean, I said I'm a priest of Kalimvor, so I figured.
When you say that, Jules, like,
So I figured if we left without them, it'd seem odd. I also thought that maybe we could. I mean, does returning ones? I don't know what one ordinarily does with corpses. They just come to the temple, and then we prepare them. And
Shall I just throw this over a wall somewhere? Or...
Yes.
Just chuck them into someone's backyard.
where's the nearest temple of Kalimvor?
I'm not going all the way to Temple of Kellam.
I want to know where the nearest one is.
I mean, Kalimvor doesn't have like temples everywhere.
Well, then like graveyard.
Yeah, every graveyard is a temple to Kalimvor.
Is the City of the Dead a giant graveyard?
Yes, but like there are other smaller like regional graveyards.
Yeah, that's far, isn't it? Yeah, that's real far.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
main
whoever's-
temple is in the city. Yeah, City of the Dead.
We could just, I don't know, set them down, and I'm sure there's going to be actual working priests of Kalimvor coming for those other bodies, but I don't know. We took these, shouldn't we? Just,
keep them as prizes?
I think the important thing to note for you, I understand that there's some fascination here, but I think the important thing to note for you is that they're dead. Who cares now?
That's true.
I it's fine. Just set them down anywhere. We can come back for them. I doubt anyone's going to take them.
It's like walking around with like a beer and you finish it and you're like, well, there's no recycling bin around here. I'll just sit on the ground and someone will come and pick it up and recycle it for me. But they're corpses. Yeah. So 8, do you just dump them in the street or you're just like, pfft?
No, just like, I just chuck them somewhere so someone doesn't see me put it down. And
Okay, yeah, they just like ragdoll onto the ground. You make a little pile of them and then head out into Candle Lane.
Mm.
Okay.
Is there like? There's probably not like they already had cloaks, right? Didn't they?
No, these guys were the humans that weren't
The
wearing
snake-
the dark
the
clothes.
That weren't wearing cloaks.
Yeah, they're just
I
wearing
should've
like dark.
snagged-
They have leather armor and
I should have snagged a cloak.
you have a cloak. You're
I'm not
wear-
gonna give them my cloak.
Oh, you want to like cover them with it?
Yeah, I was
Okay,
gonna.
well, whatever. No, they're just. I mean, this is the dock ward, right? Like people just think they're drunks until they start smelling bad. Then they'll
Yeah.
think they're stinky drunks. Eventually, they'll decompose enough.
Nah, it's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
So you head into Candle Lane, which, as I said, because of the like leaning of the buildings, it's like walking into a dark archway, kind of towards this ominous, like flickering light.
So ominous.
Yeah. So as you get deeper into Candle Lane, you reach the eponymous candle. There is a single lantern. The lantern is smashed, but floating in it is a flickering light, clearly magical. So the lantern is broken. Someone tried to steal the candle, but inside there's just this hovering ball of light. It's quite high up. You'd have to climb. Not saying you can't, Jewel, but you certainly like could. And it's creating this little pool of soft light. And as you walk up across the street from this lamp, you see a doorway above whom a black winged snake is painted. So on the capstone of the arch where the door is, there's this like black snake.
I think that's our snake doorway.
Yes.
I look over. I look over at 8 and I go, 8, would you mind giving it a knock?
I can open it.
Wait. Before
Wait,
we
did
go
you mean
into...
a knock or a knock?
Yeah. And am I supposed to kill everyone?
No, because if you
I
open
would
them,
just
they
rather
can't
you
talk
be
to
in
us.
front of potential swords than myself.
Okay, why don't I? Jewel tries the door. Is it locked?
Yeah, like this building, let me get a better look at it. So it's a warehouse. And you are standing, you're standing at the main like front door. So I think there's like a little yard. So there's a fence around the warehouse door. So there's like a big door, and what you're standing at, there's an iron fence that fences off a small yard. There's an empty wagon sitting in the yard, and further back there's this big door, and then the archway above it is where the sigil is. So if you want
Okay,
you wouldn't, if you knocked on this, no one would hear.
Is the gate locked?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
they would keep it locked during the evening. They're not moving cargo.
Okay. Jewel, without even like, she pops out her thieves' tools and just has at the gate.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. That sounds good. So you wanna just try to pick the lock? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Make a dexterity check with your thieves' tools. Cool. Good. You bust out your thieves' tools. You crouch down. You put your tool in the lock. You're like, I got this. Boing. And you just snap the tool. Like your thieves' tools just break. You just snap the lockpick off in the lock.
That's supposed to happen.
Now no one else can pick the lock ever.
Don't worry.
You've
I have
ruined the lock forever.
She like takes her thieves' tools and puts them away and backs up.
Yeah, good.
Looks shamed.
Sabotage complete.
I meant
I
to do
have
that.
a series of tools and implements perfect for this. Do we think we use the crowbar, the hammer, the
You could-
sledgehammer,
You could probably just
ram?
8. You could probably just yank it off.
Yeah, I try and break it. I do bend bars and lift gates. Okay.
Okay, perfect. All right, make a strength roll. I guess athletics.
Sure. Can I use? What is it? It's like a little padlock on a chain.
Yes, yeah. They've wrapped a chain around the spot where the two doors, because they're like, it's not like a wooden door, but it's like the area that opens and closes of the gate.
Okay. If I just smashed it with a sledgehammer, could I have advantage?
Sure. Yeah, it's gonna make a ton of noise though.
It's gonna make a ton of noise anyway.
Okay. Well, so
As Jewel sees him approaching with the sledgehammer, she immediately hides. She's like, "Oh, this isn't gonna go well."
okay.
Smash.
Yes, very smash. Definitely. You smash the crap out of it. So yeah, you just, there's like a loud ringing, there's a crash as you break the lock off, and now the door sits open. I've brought you over to the map of the warehouse. You're in the bottom left corner, everybody. And then you need a light source, Dave.
That was spectacularly unsubtle.
You told me to. Now hold a torch for me so I can see.
What?
I give you a torch and a tinderbox. I need both my hands for fighting.
Here is what I do.
Mhm.
I take the torch,
Yeah.
but I don't hold it with my hand. I hold it with Mage Hand next to me.
Okay. How long does Mage Hand last?
And I leave it there. I'm not sure actually. Let me check.
Yeah. Because giving you an extra hand to like carry stuff. It only
1
lasts a
minute.
minute.
1 minute. Oh,
Yeah.
never mind then.
Why
I can't hold it in my hand because I got other stuff I gotta do.
Everybody's like, we need our hands.
can't you just see in the dark?
Why don't you just hold it?
I'll hold it.
I need both hands for fighting. A sword hand and a shield hand.
I hold it. It's fine.
Thank you.
Okay. So
I was just gonna tie it onto him.
Yeah, you can't. It's a burning torch. It would burn him. Okay.
He's
so-
made of metal.
It doesn't matter. He's made of like sweet biometal. Okay, so I will, Makaria, I will put. So what's the radius on a torch? Is it
2040.
2040? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let me give you some sight here, my robot boy, and you should be able to see the bubble of light. Yeah, okay, there we go. All right, so the door is open now in a spectacular fashion, and you can see into the yard beyond. So there's a big door right here, and then like a smaller door next to it on the south, and then to the north, this is a window up here.
Considering I'm sure whoever's inside has already heard us break the gate open, there's no reason to remain subtle about it. Just like walk into the yard.
Yeah, I've got my weapons out unless anybody says to like put them away. Sweet.
You inside! Like to have a conversation. I yell.
Okay. All right. You hear well, make a perception check. Because there's like a thick door and yeah.
Jewel is hiding.
Oh, you want to make a hide check? Okay. Yeah, do
Mhm.
that. Okay. Sounds good.
22. Probably in like behind the wagon or something.
I am not hiding. I am carrying a torch.
No, yeah, here. Get this torch in one hand. Yeah.
16.
Okay. You hear some like scrambling around inside, and then quiet.
Hmm.
I don't think they want to come out and talk to us. I can go, and she points at like the window because there's a window right here, right?
There is, yes.
I can go up and see who's in there.
Good plan.
She whispers quietly from the bushes.
Good plan. Take a look.
Oh, okay. And she'll go over to, how high up is the window?
You would have to climb to get up to it, and it's like shut.
Okay. How high up is it?
It's still on the first. This is a 2-story building. It's just high up on the first story.
Okay. So I have a climb of 20 feet.
You're fine then. Yeah. So you just
So-
claws out and scramble up the thing, and you want to. So it's a medieval window, so it's not like a nice pane of glass. It's just a hole in the wall with like a shutter over it.
Yeah, she'll test the shutter and like if it opens, try and open it. But if not, like kind of if there's any gaps in the wood, like peer through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that you can't just like yank it open, but you can look inside, and yeah, you can kind of see through there. It looks like a warehouse. There's a big stack of boxes out in front of you. There's some more boxes. Big columns holding up like wooden pillars holding up the floor above you. From if you look in this way, yeah, you just see like the boxes blocking most of your line of sight. And yeah, they're not like tight. The shutter's not quite tight. Like you can peer through.
I don't see anyone in here. Do we want to go inside?
So
If
we're
I'll go in
looking
the front
for
door. I'll
we're
go
looking
in.
for Floon, right?
Yes, Floon and perhaps the young Neverember as well.
And they were accosted by the men with the tattoos, and we think brought here.
Yes.
So big door, small door, window. All breakable, all entry points.
You know what, 8? You choose.
It's a big choice. If I was a criminal, the small door. I think the small door. That's the way that they go in.
Okay. I mean, it's locked. All the doors are. This one has a lock on it. Like you
All right,
said.
I'm gonna hit it with the battering ram.
Okay. So you like take this metal and wooden like log out of your bag and just swing it at the door.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Do it. Make a athletics check.
Is it possible because I have the battering ram, or is it advantage because I have?
I think the battering ram gives you advantage. It's what it's for.
Yeah, because it's possible because you're massive.
Yeah. I mean, anyone could try to knock a door down.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, fair enough. I just wanted
No, I think it's a good clarification. Yeah, go for it.
23.
All right, you smash the door in. Splinters fly everywhere. You're big, so you're blocking most of the light that's coming from behind you. But you hear the wood like smash across the floor on the inside, and the door hangs broken from its.
I can't see. Come closer.
Once again, we'd like a conversation, but it can go a different way.
I can't. Now I can't. Thank you. I walk in with my shield and my sword drawn.
Okay. What is your passive perception?
12.
Okay. All right. So you're not surprised, but they do get their action. Because you made so much noise coming in, they laid an ambush for you.
Of course.
You see them hiding in the thing. Their stealth is terrible. So let me put them on the token layer. These 4 creatures spring out with weapons and fire at you. So you see, how do they describe them? 4 short avian creatures with long beaks and black feathers leap up from behind the crates and boxes where they're hiding. And you see them. They're all wearing hooded cloaks and have short swords and crossbows. And they fire their crossbows at you. And they like launch the crossbow in your direction. Or actually, sorry, they have short bows. And they all fire at you. So there's 4 attacks. Your armor class is 21. No, because you don't have your shield out. Because you broke the door with the thing.
Yeah, I would have broken it, taken a second, put my shield back on my arm to walk in. The intention is to be shot a bunch.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
To do so.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. You get hit once for 6 damage.
Okay.
Yeah. So out of the darkness, you hear the snapping of bows. A few of them bounce off a few shots bounce off your shield. 1 hits you for 6. And let's roll initiative because combat. The battle is joined. Let me clear the order first here. There you go. Yeah, good timing. All right, go. Roll that initiative.
Oof.
Look at these
I will take a 21.
I wonder if I have a handout for these dudes. Ooh, I have a handout for the hideout. Cool. Neat. Okay, so anyway, let me roll their initiative. I got distracted by cool art. And there we go. All right, Jewel, surprising no one, your cat-like reflexes trigger in. You're ready to go.
Can I stay hidden while going through this small door?
No, because you got all this light pouring in. There's no real way to slip in.
I figured that's not. She doesn't want to go all the way around, knowing that the fight's in here, so she just sort of like rolls her eyes, and steps into the room, sees what's there. I presume she can see them, right?
Yeah, they're hiding. But they failed. So some of them have cover. But yeah.
Okay, so that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I think I can close the distance using my feline agility, so I can double my speed until the end of the turn.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So and as long as I can't use that again until I take 0 movement on the next turn. So she's sort of like peeks in behind big old Warforged and then sees one of them and is like, they're shooting him. Okay. And just like takes off. I can move through ally spaces. So, and makes it next to one of them.
Okay.
Dagger out, and a rapier and a dagger, and goes at one of them with the rapier.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. So yeah, drawing your weapons, run at them, hissing. Yeah, and you hit.
Nice.
And slashes at it for 5 points of damage.
Okay. All right. So yeah, the Kenku squawks and like tries to jump back. Feathers fly. I mean, this is a natural foe here, right? Like you're a cat person and they're a bird person. So yeah, he responds with fear and tries to leap back, but you slash him with your rapier.
Stop shooting. We're just here to talk.
Makaria, what are you doing?
Oh,
You currently have a torch in one hand.
oh,
What do you have in your other hand? Do you have your weapon? Do you have your shield?
my shield.
Okay. All right.
I think I'm just like, I probably like walk in and stand in the corner behind 8, and I'm just like holding the light for him and my shield in the other hand, and I'm like, don't let me get. Well, I guess that'd be okay. Do your best.
Okay. All right.
I don't have any.
Do you know how many actions you want to take?
No.
Okay. 8.
We have fought together before. I am aware that Jewel will be more effective if I back her up.
Yeah.
And as such, I will walk over to fight this one.
Okay. Sounds good.
I'll take a swing with my longsword. Which you want?
Ooh.
I've rolled 2 ones.
So one-handed, the longsword swings out, the Kenku drops low, and your sword blasts through the side of a crate, and shoes fly everywhere. Little wooden sandals just get blasted all over the place and land all over the floor.
Oh. I think I'm going to use a bonus action to activate Second Wind anyway.
Okay. Yeah, sure, because you're at 8 hit points.
Yep. So I don't know how many hits I get to take. It's a very swingy thing at first level, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So you gain 7 hit points. Okay. All right. So they're gonna go. I think this one is gonna shoot its bow at Our Lady in the corner over here.
Oh.
Boing. I got a 21. So you take
Ah.
4 damage.
Goodbye.
So, thung, and then Makaria,
And then I pass out.
and then falls down. Can you roll a d6? Just want to see if the torch goes out.
Torch, please.
No, the torch is still lit. So you are
How many hit
unconscious,
points were you on?
and the torch is lying on the
4.
ground.
I have 11 altogether. I took 7, and then I had 4 left.
You took damage.
You know.
So this one doesn't know that there's someone outside. So he's gonna move. I think their movement is 30. Yeah. So he kind of does that like bird hop thing and scrambles over here. And this one moves over here. And then the one in front of you, 8, is gonna try to hit you. He drops his short bow, draws a sword, and swings it at you.
Sure.
I get a 9, so it just bounces off your shield. The other 2 are gonna shoot at your Tabaxi friend, but because of the boxes there, we're gonna give you some cover. So your armor class is 17 for these shots.
I'll take it.
The little ones.
So the first one crits you. You feel the sharp sting of an arrow. You take 9 damage.
That's all. That's all of it.
Level 1. Blah, and you
Yeah.
fall down. And then the other one, I guess, tries to shoot at your robot friend instead. Boing. And no, just bounces off of you. Okay, Rin, you hear the sound of battle joined inside. What are you gonna do? You see Makaria tumble to the ground.
You should probably also see Jewel because she's like right in the
I mean,
doorway.
I feel like Healing Word is the jam here. I mean, I poke my head like in the doorway, and then
Do I cast healing word on which of you needs it?
Who
Well,
gets the
I'm
heal?
like right out in the open, so chances are, like, if anyone else gets another attack on me, I'll just go down again. So
Are you unconscious or are you like?
I'm unconscious.
Okay, all right.
So I would cast it probably on Jewel because
Jewel.
she's got that cover.
That's what I was thinking as well.
Okay.
So I'm just going to, and I actually have the viol in hand this time.
Nice.
And there's like a sharp like almost a screech on it, like really poorly played. Like hit
Awesome.
on it, and then just goes like. And she was so inspired that she rose to her feet once more at the very sight of it, or whatever,
Right.
like the verse from like a poem or something.
Cool.
And the like magic dances over it at our dear friend.
I love the idea of like a shrill note like dragging you back from the abyss.
Yeah, it's very much like a cawing sort of like,
Cool.
sound.
Okay.
Wow, that's almost all my hit points. Thanks.
Healing word for 7, and I'm out of level 1s, and
Okay.
I back up behind the like door.
Now
basically.
healing word is it a bonus action?
Yes.
So you could use your full action to make like a medicine check to try to get Makaria stabilized too.
She's stable. She's unconscious. She's
No,
No,
I'm
she's
sorry.
dead. She's dying.
I'm dead.
She lost
okay.
all her hit points.
Yeah. Okay. That was not.
Sorry.
That you told me.
I mean, it's impossible.
Unconscious means I haven't made all of my failed checks yet.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry.
All right. Yeah, I suppose I can try and make a medicine check here, and then I'll still have movement to back up. So let's do that. We can try that.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try and stabilize you.
Okay.
8.
Nope.
Not good enough.
And then you can finish your move.
And then I'm gonna duck back one.
Sorry, friend. Okay. All right. So Jewel, you are prone, but you're alive.
Gonna use her move action to stand up.
Okay.
Or she's gonna stand.
Half your
and
move to stand.
half my move to stand. I think I could still cut around to try and get a little bit more cover. That wouldn't provoke an attack of opportunity, right? If I wanted to go just to the other side.
No. Yeah, you can as long as you stay in the threatened area.
Just gonna move around and be like, oh, excuse me. Oh, okay. And then stab in with the rapier. And I'm I can two-hand. There's just the second one. If it hits, I don't get to add extra.
Oh, you mean you can make a second attack? Yeah.
Yeah. As a bonus action, right?
I believe so. Yes.
Which weapons are you using?
A dagger and a rapier.
Oh no, both have to be light. I need to be 2 daggers.
Right.
So still with the rapier.
Okay.
The dagger's there just in case she needs to toss it.
I always forget that it's heavy. Oh shit!
And she
I'm not the only one that gets crits around here. All right.
crit.
Damage that thing, and you'll get double your sneak attack too.
Yeah, and I'm definitely rolling sneak attack.
All right. Okay. Go ahead and roll your double sneak attack there.
How do it's not rolling? Okay, let me just do it manually.
Yeah.
Rapier's finesse, but it's not light for
That's
those
right.
of you in chat who are like.
Yeah.
Jesus
Plus another
Christ.
8.
Okay. Well, he now has -1 more hit point than he ever started with on the opposite side. He's at -14. He's very dead.
Look, we're just trying to talk to you.
Jam the sword into him.
Fixes.
Yeah. And then he grabs his chest and tumbles over and feathers. Fantastic. Okay. Makaria, death save, please. All right. It's 1. 8.
I see these 2 targets. Stand up between them. Attack the one on my right. Is that cool?
Yeah. So you just stride forward and they've got their bows still.
Yeah. And I do a smack.
Yeah.
I'll do.
And that's on this one, the one on the right you said?
The one on the right. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Please.
Christ. You just slice him down. One swing.
I used almost all my movement. I used my last bit of movement to stand there to try and block in case someone decides to try and finish it off.
Okay. All right. The one next to you drops a bow and attacks with a short sword and gets a 13 and misses. And then the other one fires at you with a short bow and gets a 15 and misses. So no luck for them. Rin, your turn.
So I once again step into the doorway. Oh, wrong thing. 5 feet, step into the doorway. I have the viol in hand again, and I strike it with another like nasty sounding scream, and declare loudly towards Jewel. And her feet were fast as the wind and swift as the gale, or something like that. And bardic inspiration for you. And that's really all I can do. So I'm gonna just like drop back here. I could vicious mockery, but a bardic inspiration for Jewel.
Okay. All right, so Jewel, you get bardic inspiration. And
What was that?
It's 1d6 right now, right?
It's 1d6, yeah.
Is that a bonus action, bardic inspiration?
It is, but I've really got nothing else because I'd have to step into the room to like really do a lot more, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, fair enough. Sorry, I'm just not used to playing with bots. So.
Look, it's the hideout. Look, there they are, ambushing some nerds. It's lovely. Okay, cool.
Look, that nerd is so small and not made of metal.
All right, so Jewel, it's your turn.
There's still things for stabbing. She's gonna go Z1. Is that an object?
No, sorry, that's here. Let me put it on the GM layer. There you go. It's just a key for me to know what's in the room.
Oh, okay.
Just dungeon key stuff. I moved it by accident.
So I think ruler. She can do 1, 2.
Right click.
I'm getting used to the ruler.
Got it.
Can I get? Yeah, I can. So I'm gonna move all the way up to this one that is being fought by the Warforged because I like being next to people.
Yep. So you scamper over there.
I feel so good right now.
Yeah, and this one is like banging its sword against its shield. It's like scratching it and clawing, but he can't. Yeah, it can't make it past.
And then we roll that rapier attack.
Okay.
Roll for stabbing.
Yes, you stab.
Nice.
Excellent.
Yeah, look at you. All right.
And yep, there we go. Okay, now it's on.
Cool.
Just in case you're interested in what this does.
So at the last second, the Kenku turns and squawks in surprise as you throw yourself at it. You like crouch down and leap at it and then jam it with your rapier. Cool. You were rewarded by its screams of pain. Makaria, your death save, please. Okay, so you got 1 success, 1 failure. 8.
Ooh.
Do I want to go over and healer's kit?
We dance on the edge of death. The only way a miracle cleric should be.
Just kill them first.
Yeah, I shout. Rin, she's looking bad, and then I get.
She's doing that thing living things do.
Battery's running out.
Yeah.
Like, great.
Okay. Yeah, you hit.
14. Okay. Let's finish him off.
You do indeed. Yeah, cut him down.
All right. And then I will move off into the darkness. I don't know whether... Yeah, I can still see the token, whether I have disadvantage.
You'll have disadvantage for sure. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Because you're technically attacking into the darkness. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. All right. So, and since he's basically hidden from you, I'm gonna give him 1 shot at advantage with his sword. So as you run towards him, draws his short sword and lunges out to stab you. He gets a 22, so he does hit you. Good thing you second winded. And you take 7 damage.
Ooh. Was a good thing. I would be on 1 hit point.
Okay, and then I'm going to I'll make a morale roll at the beginning of the next turn. So he stabs you as you run up. Rin, your turn.
I am going to step out over to our unconscious friend and
Mhm.
try and medicine again.
'Kay.
12.
There you go. Stabilized.
Hey, stable.
No longer dying, simply unconscious and prone.
That's it. That's my move.
Okay, good. Jewel, you want to try to finish this thing off?
Yeah, she wants to move over there,
Okay.
and same thing. Like the last time, we're just trying to talk to you. And stabs it.
Right. Yeah. With all this talking to you with all this lethal damage. Okay. You hit.
14. Okay.
Oh my god. That's a lot of damage. You kill it. One shot.
Oh,
just,
great.
just run it through.
You know, Jewel,
And like wipes off the rapier.
it looked a lot to
On
me
its cloak.
like you were trying to kill him.
Well, if they had started talking instead of just squawking like annoying birds, then maybe I wouldn't have had to stab them.
That's true. Hold on. Is she alright? Does she require a medicine?
She should be stable. I think.
Yeah, she's breathing. Yeah, she's hurt, but she'll be okay.
I can't heal her until we rest.
Carry her 8.
Walk over to one of the Kenku corpses and like look down, just be like, didn't even take care of their feathers.
Yeah, they look like crappy like alley crows.
Yeah, like
basically.
scraggly ass crows.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Honestly was not expecting to find Kenku in here. And she like starts searching through their things, like looking for any evidence of why they're here. Like, do they have insignias? Like, have they just been, oh God,
Yeah.
did we kill a bunch of people who were forced into servitude?
So now that you have a chance to look around, you see a pool of blood spreading on the floor out in the back. You can see the reflection of blood over there. And if you peer around the corner, you see, let me see what you're looking at right now. Yeah, you see a pool of blood, and it's like a charnel house in here. There are 5 human corpses. Actually, I guess there's more. There's like 12 corpses total, and it looks like 5 of them were on like one side, and another 7 on the other. Everyone's clad in leather armor. 5 of them, like they look like they were in a battle and they just died where they fell. Some of the ones have like arrows. Some of them have arrows sticking out of them. But at a glance, you can't tell one from the other.
She makes a face and then calls attention to everyone else. There is something, I think someone else took care of the people in here for us. And then starts like sifting through to see if she can find who they
Any
are.
of them have orange hair, Jewel?
Yeah, she's gonna look and see like, do any of them match the descriptions? Do any of them have snake flying tattoos?
Yeah. So all 5 of the guys on one side have a black tattoo of a winged snake on either his forearm or his neck. And as you search the rest of them, in the other group, one of them has a black tattoo in the palm of his hand that looks like a circle with 10 spokes radiating out from it.
I think we found a turf war.
Do the spokes have small circles on the end of those? Wait, no. Wait, this character doesn't. Sorry. I stopped between this and the last campaign.
Yeah. But with 10. Yeah, so there you go. Yeah, one of them has that sigil tattooed on his palm.
Interesting.
Yeah, but otherwise it seems like you got here after the fight.
I am not prepared to venture into danger on behalf of this stranger at the risk of this Macaria who we are companions of.
Fair
We
enough.
should take Macaria somewhere to feel better. But also, yeah, she's gonna like search the rest of the warehouse as if they're willing to wait a few minutes. If not, then she won't.
Of course.
We don't know where. We don't know. It's fully empty. Whoever killed them might still be here.
Well, she's going to do it quiet. I will do it quietly.
So as you're discussing, like what are we gonna do? Like, are we gonna look? Are we gonna go somewhere? You hear coming from the back of the warehouse. You hear a thumping, a rattling thump, and then you hear a muffle like, "Huh? Hello? Is there someone there?"
Well, let's check it out, shall we?
Sounds like a
It
person.
might be our missing Floon.
Yeah, and when 8 picks up Makaria, instead of like with the other corpses, it's just throw over the shoulder. It's kind of like a gentle, it's like a princess lift.
Oh.
Okay, all right. So you're holding on to her. The torch is on the floor though. You gotta like cradle her in one arm and like hold the torch with the other.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you're like 7 feet tall. You could probably literally hold me like a child.
Yeah, it'd be like one arm there and then.
Okay. All right. So you come over here and yeah, there's like a closet or something back here, and it's got a chair jammed up under the door so it can't open.
Removes the chair,
Okay.
opens the door.
All right. So inside is a handsome man with a goatee and long red hair. He looks like he's been beat up a little bit. He's got blood dried on his face. He's got a bit of a bruise. He's wearing nice clothes, but he's been roughed up. They're torn. And you see him, and he looks up and his eyes like adjust to the light. And he doesn't say anything because he's all like, what?
Floon?
And he squints and he's like, what? No,
Floon?
no, I'm not.
Rain? No, what's the space?
Never
Rainer?
remember.
And he's like, Floon? No, gods, no. I'm. Who are you people?
Well, we're not here to kill you unless you're trying to kill us.
No, I'm not here to kill anyone.
Okay, then who are you?
And he squints at you. He's like, well, you don't recognize me.
Should I?
Of course.
Yeah, so you do when you get a look at him. Yeah, he's your never ember. And yeah, when you say that, you're like, of course. And you look down at him, and he's looking up at you, and I think that's where we fade out. I think that's the end of the episode.
No.
So we'll interrogate Renair Neverember and see what the hell's going on with this guy in this warehouse next time. Cool. Good work, everybody. Nice job. So you've at least rescued this guy. You rescued somebody from these birdmen.
Look, he's an orange-haired individual. It counts.
Just bring him back to Volo and be like, here you go.
Yeah.
We found your friend.
This can be your friend now. He looks like your friend.
Right?
Yeah, it's like when your pet dies and your family's like, look, here, it's fine. You're like, that's not my goldfish, Mom. Yeah, good.
Makaria is gonna be so mad that you stole her from the grips of death. How dare you?
Oh, good. So you're going to go like, what, season 5 Buffy? Perfect. Good. Corpse drama. I love it. Cool. All right. So that's the first episode of our brand new show. This adventure is cool. So you're in the beginning bits, and there'll be a part where for folks who are watching at home, it'll branch off. So I know people are curious which branch we're taking, but you'll just have to keep tuning in to find out. So do that. Cool. All right, everybody. Let's tell folks where we can find us on the internet, because that's important. Because basically everyone here, I think literally everyone here, has other cool RPG stuff going on. So I want to give them a chance to tell you where you can watch that. Let's start with Rin Stillwater. Elf?
Yes. You can find me at twitch.tv/distractedelf or on Twitter at distractedelf, where I will note down your names and take your descriptions and make sure that you follow all the rules.
Excellent. Someone needs to send Elf a violin. We need to make that happen. Yeah, I really need to I'm going to go looking for a used violin if somebody doesn't beat me to it, because I want that
Oh my
really
god,
bad.
do it. I would play it every time I do
know
it.
you would. Excellent. Listen, it can't be as bad as Max's hurdy-gurdy playing, so it's fine. Down below Rin Stillwater, over here, it's Jewel on the far coast. Random Tuesday, where can people find you, and what are you doing on the internet?
You can find me playing other RPGs on the internet in places like Geek Space TV or Roll for It. And if not, you can also find me on my own channel, Random Tuesday. Just follow at Random Tuesday on Twitter. And that is the best place to stay up to date on what shenanigans I am up to.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And then our robot boy, 8, who, by the way, I'm enjoying a great deal. I think they're super cool. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun watching you figure out your robot RP. Where can people find you on the internet, Dave?
They can find me on Twitter at Dave_the_human. And do I want to give a proper time for it yet? Yeah, I'll be starting streaming my own stuff again.
Nice.
This Sunday, at Dave_human, if you'd like to follow me on there. And the other campaign that we're desperately trying to get, we've had some bad tech issues over the last couple of weeks, but over on Ashley Nova's channel, we're playing some Burning Wheel on Wednesdays, starting at 10 my time. So that's BST.
So 2 Pacific.
That's that.
Nice. Yeah. Cool. Excellent. Yeah, I've gotten really good at figuring out British time to Canadian Pacific time.
Mm-hmm.
Last but not least, not a fish this time, but a goth instead. It's Blue Jay.
Hi, I'm Blue Jay. You can find me on the internet at twitch.tv/BlueJay or on Twitter at BlueJay_712. I got a lot of role play shows that are coming out this week. There was this one, there was one yesterday, there's one next Wednesday. So if you want to catch up with all those, either on Twitter or all of the stuff I've done before is on bluejay.tv/portfolio.
Cool. Thank you. And thank you, audience, for coming. It's always really fun getting to start a new campaign, and it's even more fun for me doing it online with all these people and sharing it with you. So if you want to check out the module yourself, it's now officially released in Roll20, so you can get on the Roll20 marketplace. It comes with all the maps and the tokens and all the other good stuff that we've been using in the adventure, and I hope that you'll return to find out which of the branching pathways that we go down. I think this is a really cool adventure because even other shows that are doing the adventure, or like people who are playing at home, they might play it and be like, oh, okay, I'm going to do this other arc and I'm going to watch shows to see what the other 3 are. It's like multiple endings to a video game, but better. So thanks for coming and watching. Go check it out. Play role-playing games. Get your own D&D group together. If you don't already have one, do it. It's fun. It's great. I wouldn't do so much of it if I didn't love it. You can find us right here next time for more. Thanks for coming, y'all. See you later. Bye. Dive into a twisted maze of schemes and villainy as you race to claim the legendary fortune hidden somewhere in Waterdeep. Roll20's full digital conversion of Waterdeep Dragon Heist features 4 possible story paths, immersive features like dynamic lighting on all battle maps, and character sheets with one-click actions. Switch between story paths with the click of a mouse and enjoy the complete contents of this thrilling new Dungeons & Dragons adventure. Grab Waterdeep Dragon Heist today on the Roll20 marketplace.